Right, we're on the Arroworthy stand, and a new product that they've just released today is the double-ended two-man team, two-woman team, two-person team roller sleeve. Now this is, how long is it? 2 meters? Don't need very long. Yeah, but look how quick you would get across that ceiling. You've seen it here first.
Morning everybody, we're November the 19th and we're at the Painting and Decorating show in Coventry. Now it's a 2-day event, 19th and 20th of November. Now I'm here for 2 days. I'm going to have a walk around for the first day, see what I can see, and then I'm going to come back for the second day, do a little bit of filming. Now what I don't want to be doing is covering all the stands that I did actually last year, so I'm going to try and talk to the people that I probably missed out last year, and if I see a few faces that are familiar to me, I'll have a chat to them. Without a further Hugh Pew Barnabas Grew Cuthbert Dibble and Grub, I'm going to go in because it's very cold. In the East Midlands we've had a load of snow overnight. You can probably see it just snowing now. I've driven down in my, thankfully I've got a 4-wheel drive car. Not had any incidents like I did do the last time I went to a trade event where I lost 2 tyres on the motorway. But do you know what? I'm really grateful that I've not got an electric car because I've had heated seats on, I've had heated windscreens on, wing mirrors, back heated screen, and you name it, I've had all the electrics on today. So I think if I'd have got an electric car, I wouldn't have lasted 5 minutes with that battery, would I? But yeah, let's crack on. I'll see what there is in there. Is there anything interesting today, I will film it. If not, I'll be coming back tomorrow and we'll go through the whole area and see what there actually is.
Right, first stand I've come to in the P&D show for 2024, and we're on the Wagner.
Correct.
And I'm with Phil, well, we'll call him Phillips so we don't get confused. Is
Phil and Philip.
Phil and Philip.
There we go.
We're Chuckle Brothers. We've got a new product we want to show you. You might have seen it briefly when I did the over my left shoulder, the Juice and show a couple of months back, but it has been a little bit more rolled out now. I can't say too much. I'm going to put it into the hands of Phil just to, or Philip, just to actually tell us what we've got. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 on my 1, 2, 3 button. Flip round.
There we go.
And you can introduce yourself again, Philip, and let's have a look what we've got.
Hi everybody. My name is Phil. Phil Christophers. I'm the Business Development Director for the Wagner Contractor Division. So we're here at the P&D show today, and we are launching our latest innovation, our Spray Pack 18 volt. So what is our Spray Pack 18 volt? It's an airless machine in a backpack, basically. So it's a machine, ideally, that you put around your shoulders. You tighten everything here. You close this, put this in between your legs. You close this nicely. And then you go off. You can spray. So what's the target market for this unit? So we're most and foremost looking at the wood and metal market. So undercoats, eggshells, lacquers, wood stains, where you can spray obviously completely autonomously. What do I mean by this? Because this is a battery-driven unit. The delivery scope of the machine is the backpack, 7.5 meter DN4 hose. You've got our professional airless gun, Vector Pro. You have a manometer, which is back there. You've got a tip holder, and you've got a fine finish 410 tip. So there are different ways of actually using the backpack. Either you can put it around your shoulder, as I showed just before. You can hold it. Otherwise, let me just put this down in your left hand and then spray like this. Or you can use it like an airless machine, put it on the floor and just spray as such. So there are 3 different ways. What is innovative about this machine is obviously the fact that it's battery driven, but it's also got a 5-liter tank, meaning that you can spray a long time without having to reload. Now, we deliver our unit with a 4-amp Pro-Core battery, a battery charger. The 4-amp Pro-Core battery is able to spray twice the tank. So you're completely autonomous for 10 liters. And then on top of that, you can still clean the machine with the same battery load, meaning that you can spray a long time without having to reload. So you've got no cable, you're completely autonomous, you can go onto scaffolding, you can move around rooms, and you are completely free to go wherever and whenever you want to go. So how does it work? We've got several different ways here. So As I said inside here, so it's a gravity-fed unit. So you put the material inside here. You can open it up here, or you can open it up on the other side. The introduction to the pump section is actually at the bottom here. So then here you've got the prime mode, which is up here. If I turn this lever up, it goes into recirculation mode. Then if I turn it over to the right 90 degrees, it then builds up the pressure inside the machine. Then on the side here, you've got 5 different levels. On the manometer, where you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can go up to 110 bar, which is about 1,625 PSI. Now, enough said, let's start spraying. So, let me put this on my back. Turn this over, clip myself in. We always put the security on, so security here. Now the gun is secure. I open it up, flip over the tip, and we're ready to go. You can see, you get a beautiful finish. You can also hear that the machine is extremely noiseless. So here, quick blockage. We quickly switch over the tip, and then off we spray again. Now, what is brilliant about this also, what we added to the machine is our Flex Twist Z Swivel. What does this mean? When you obviously spray, you generally spray vertically, then you twist over the tip, and then you spray horizontally to cross over. Now, with our Flex Twist Z Swivel, you are able to completely and utterly be free. So therefore, what do? I spray, and then I just cross over, giving you complete independence just to make sure you get a beautiful finish.
I'm going to say, well done, Phil. And it's not so much well done, Phil, him. It's more well done, Phil, me, that I didn't speak through any of that because you got
Is that okay?
yeah, brilliant. Some good information there. It's a new product, and let's get you back on there. And I'm going to say, any questions, just ask and put it in the comments below. I think Phillips really covered every base on that one. I'm going to just ask the question because it's probably on the tip of everybody's tongue. What sort of price is this coming in at?
So we're looking at a list price of £845 ex VAT.
So about £1,000.
More or less.
£1,000. That's great. Thank you very much. That's the first stand out the way of the day. And onward and upward to the next one. Just having a walk around, and being such a big celebrity now, I am getting stopped quite frequently walking around the show now. Paul's with me, and I'm going to let him have a selfless plug. I'm going to get him to introduce who he is, what his company's all about, and let's try and get a bit of promotion. Have you got a website and a Facebook page?
Yes.
Oh, you can tell us all about that. So let's do a 1, 2, 3 spin around with the camera. Hiya, Paul, you've spotted me and you want to say hi. Tell us about yourself, and also tell us about your company and what do you do, what area do you cover, and anything that you want to promote yourself.
So, based in Middlesbrough, HPH Decorating. We've got a website, hphpainting.co.uk. Do 90% domestic, 10% commercial work. Yeah, that's just about it, really.
That's all we need. That's all we need. So thank you very much, Paul.
You.
Thank you for stopping me. Thanks for buying me a coffee.
Of course I will. Pint.
And we'll see you on the next one.
I'll get you a beer. Cheers. Cheers, Phil.
Right, just having a wander around the P&D show still. I've come across the Watco stand now. Watco are, I'm going to say loosely, the parent company of Floor Saver, which, if you look in that corner there, I did a video on painting a garage floor. So they are parallel companies. Watco are more geared up for the industrial side, whereas your Floor Saver are more geared up for your, I would say, residential painting side of stuff. But I've got Scott with me. Scott's the guy that I've been dealing with over the last few months when we were doing the Floor Saver stuff. But as again, I'm going to say this is a Watco stand today and not Floor Saver. I'm going to pass you over to him. We're going to do a 1, 2, 3 and spin the camera around. And there we go. We've got a nice young lady there filming us. And Scott, introduce yourself. Tell us all about your product. You can mention Floor Saver, but this is Watco today.
Yeah, hiya. Yeah, as you said, this is Watco. So we sort of specialise in high performance floor coatings, but we also do repair products, and as well as like anti-slip GRP products as well. It's all manufactured and distributed. It's all manufactured and distributed by us up in our factory at Newcastle. So if you can have a look at this over here, basically, if this is like your typical warehouse, you know, if there's a part of a warehouse or factory, you know, that needs coating, you sort of can bet that we've got a product that will cover it. So that includes like the floor walkways. We've got high traffic paint coatings that will stand up to like forklift trucks, as well as your storage areas, specialist areas. You know, if you need like a chemical resistance or an anti-slip ramp or something like that. But we've got a team of technical advisors that are really, really knowledgeable, so we'll help you before, during, and afterwards. If you've got any questions, you know, help selecting the paint that's right for you. If you're, you know, looking to apply the paint, then they can talk you through the process, what needs to be done with cleaning, priming, as well as applying it. And then afterwards, you know, aftercare, if you have any other products coming up, likewise give us a call and we can chat to you and give you a hand with it.
That's good. Thank you very much, Scott. And as I'm going to say to everybody, there'll be a link below and a timestamp for this actual company, so you can zip straight to it and go to their website. Thank you very much, Scott.
Thanks very much, Phil.
Hi. Hello. I'm Lily, painting with Lily on the socials. I'm an ambassador for Paint Warrior. We are on his stall at the Coventry P&D show today, and it's been so hectic. Honestly, people come in and go in all day. It's been so busy. We've sold loads of stock, which Kev will be buzzing about. And yeah, everyone is really happy.
Tell us about you.
Me?
Plug yourself.
I love what I've fallen into with this industry. I love working with Andy, my boss from AR Decor. We are based in the northwest, Greater Manchester. I'm still currently finishing my apprenticeship, so I do go to college every Monday to do my coursework and then work Tuesday to Friday. And honestly, I just love it. I love Andy letting me go in the deep end, and honestly, I've just excelled. And I won Apprentice of the Year for Markel at the beginning of this year as well. And they've actually asked me to go and be a judge as well next year, so I'll be choosing an Apprentice of the Year for next year.
Do you want to give a plug to your college then?
Yeah, so I
And your lecturers?
I'm studying at Bolton College, and my lecturer is Peter. Couldn't tell you his second name, though, not going to lie. But yeah, Peter... I don't know his second name.
So, don't matter. We'll edit that bit.
Yeah. Anything else that you want me to touch on, Phil?
Oh, you're going to tell us about these brushes?
Yeah, right.
Is there a difference, or are they just the same as every other?
There is a difference.
Are they all the same brush?
No, he's also bringing out a new brush, which you can see the badger on the end there, the white bristle. It's completely different to any other brush on the market. One of a kind.
What's special about it then?
He's got virgin bristles.
I'm gonna say I had to buy my own Paint Warrior brush. Nobody gave me one.
The difference between the two are, so this is the oval angled sash brush, and this obviously comes to a sharp point here, and it's oval, it holds a lot of paint on the inside there. This one is a little bit harder to wash out because of how much paint it holds. But then we'll move on to the beaver tail here, which is my go-to. I absolutely love the beaver tail. This one, it comes to a straight edge, as you can see, and it's not an oval one, so it doesn't hold as much paint in the middle, which makes it a lot easier to wash out. Honestly, this is the sharpest cutting in the world. You know, you'll never have to buy tape again.
Can we have a zoom in on the bristle then?
Let's have a zoom in on the bristle.
Can I have a sniff of the bristle, please?
Give it a sniff if you want. That's a bit weird, but okay.
We've got to sniff the bristle. We've got to sniff the bristle.
What does it smell of?
Bristles.
Smells of gold.
Beaver.
Gold dust. Yeah, beaver tail.
Thank you very much, Lily.
Thank you.
What about the fillers? Do you know about fillers?
I do know about filler. I've used them both actually. So, with the wood filler, I know it actually says that it takes 24 hours to dry. That's sort of because Kev's got to cover his back on that one, but you can actually sand it down within a couple of hours.
So as long as it's dry and it feels dry to
Yeah,
the
it
touch.
depends what you're actually using it for. So if it's just for like little pinholes and things like that, which I mainly use it for,
Yeah.
it goes off like that.
Yeah.
And you can sand it down and touch it up within no time.
Good. No. That's lovely. Thank you very much, Lily.
Yeah, you're
We
welcome.
like somebody bubbly.
Oh, thank you. Thanks
So
for having me.
thank you very much. Thank you.
That's great.
How are you? Just quickly touching on the Isomat stand, we're over with Tim. We've got a new product we want to talk about that wasn't here last year, and it's coming to the end of the day. It's quieter on the stand. It's been a bit manic that the world and his wife wanted to see this new product. So I'm going to put you in the hands of Tim just to tell us what it is. He's not going to be talking for hours on end like I do, but he will tell us what this new product is. So let's do a 1, 2, 3 and spin the camera around. Clever, isn't it?
It's very clever.
Isn't that clever? Right, Tim, fire away.
Smart Clean is our new innovation, an internal emulsion with an eggshell finish in this one. The Smart Clean technology is using silver ion, which kills 99% of bacteria on contact. So ideal for sterile environments, anything from kind of hospitals to vets to abattoirs. But again, it can be used in your bathrooms and your kitchens and anywhere you want a nice eggshell finish.
Yeah, lovely. What sort of price is this coming in at for still in development stages of the pricing?
The pricing's up to kind of retailer, obviously.
Right.
It's difficult on that side of things. I think
competitive, shall we say?
No, more than competitive in terms of what's available on the market. So you've got, comparably, you would have Johnson's Microbar, for instance. Right. That will retail at kind of £150 for 5 litres, whereas that's probably going to be about 150 for 10.
Yeah, so that's good. No, lovely. Thank you very much. Oh, I can't put that on YouTube. Flipping ain't got a mask on. Yeah. They hold the breath. No. Speak to him nicely. I'm going to say a bit of a bucket list moment. Now, I'm going to be interviewing now. We're going to call it On the Couch like I do when I'm back at my own house. We've got Dane Carlson over from the United States of America. You were just outside of New York?
Yeah, based in Long Island.
Yeah, just outside of New York. I've never been to New York. I've done California. I've done most of Californian coast. But I know that's a different side of America to what the
East Coast
East Coast is. But I'll let Dane introduce himself. We're over at the P&D show in Coventry, and Dane's been really good. He's picked up a couple of flights and he's come over to see everybody. I've been very lucky now to get him first thing before the show actually starts, and I've said hello, and he's just going to give himself a little bit of a plug, and we're just going to have a little bit of a chat. So over to Dane. Thank you.
What's up, Paint Fam? Dane Carlson of Carlson Paint and Paper. Like Phil said, I'm based out of Long Island. That's in the States. So So we did a nice plane ride over here 2 days ago to the Paint and Decorator Show in Coventry. My second year in a row. We were here last year. So it's great meeting everybody and visiting the paint fam. My first time meeting Phil. You know, we chat all the time online and stuff. So it's good to connect with other people.
That's great. Can you tell me a little bit about your history into getting into painting and decorating, and obviously wallpaper, which is a big thing for us over in the UK. It's part of painting and decorating, but I know in America you're more spray-based, more so than actually wallpapering. How have you got into all of that?
I started
your
early.
history?
My apprenticeship started with my uncle when I was 14, 15 in the summers. And then that same uncle trained my brother. So when I got older, I started working with my brother, and then, you know, just continued on once I started needing money and paying bills.
Yeah.
And I find it very well with the paint thing. The wallpaper came on later. We started in the commercial field. And then as I started my business in COVID, I really focused on the wallpaper because I saw there's really no other tradespeople in the area that do it. There's only a handful in my
How
state.
did you learn wallpapering in America? Because I take it you don't really have colleges for learning painting and decorating. Is it more of a thing that's been passed down, and probably the Brits that have gone over there have taught people to do it
I'm sure,
over the years?
Yeah, it was a big thing in the 1980s. There was a big push for it, but it is. I haven't heard of any trade schools that teach decorating or wallpaper hanging. I'm sure there is, but it's not like publicized. I got into it, like I said, through a family member and stuff. And then the average age of wallpaper hanger in the States is 65 years old. So when they do say dying trade, it has to be passed along, you know?
What do you think the future is for painting and decorating in the trade?
I think it's strong. There is such a need for people that are, you know, obviously craftspeople that take pride in their work and that could also do the work and are reliable. And that's hard to find. Yep. Yeah, but it's strong for anybody that has the will and the want to do it, you know?
Now, is the painting and decorating trade in America looked upon the same as what it is in the UK? We're classed as like the lower end of the building trade. So if you go, who's going to be earning the money? You get the electricians, you've got the plumbers, even the brickies and stuff like that. Is it the same in America as well?
Yeah. It's like, oh, you're just a painter.
Yeah.
That's what they say. You're just a painter. But
anybody can paint.
Yeah. But, you know, we're the last ones that have to make everything
When you
look
say
beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, so it is kind of looked on as like the bottom of the barrel, you know, but leave it up to us to fix it and make it look beautiful, right?
Yeah. So while you're in the UK, are you seeing anything different than what you get in America when you've gone around the show? I know you were here yesterday. We briefly said hi. Are you seeing, is it quite funny that you're seeing stuff like Benjamin Moore paints over here that you've got more in America, but is it interesting to see what paints we do have over here? Because do you have Caporal and things like that?
No, I've only seen
Which
like
more European paints.
Little Green and stuff like that. They actually have a spot. They're in Connecticut as well too, so it goes both ways.
Yeah.
So the UK paints are starting to come over there, but no, it's totally different. Like the emulsions and what you know, the enamel mist coats and everything like that. It's different over here. The plaster, you guys deal with a lot of plaster stuff.
I think what it is, we have plaster on walls that's a plaster skim. You call it drywall, we just call it plasterboarding. And I think this is where I'm going to say about PVA. I've got a thing about people putting PVA onto bare plaster walls now. I get a lot of comments from people in America, and I know what they're on about because your PVA is different to our PVA. Our PVA is polyvinyl acetate, and I believe your PVA is polyvinyl acrylic, which is a primer for wall surfaces.
Bare wall, yeah.
Yeah, we don't use it because PVA, polyvinyl acetate, is alkali resisting, and you can't put an alkali resistant. Let me get that right. PVA isn't an alkali. God, that would kill me.
It's early.
Yeah, it's early. Sorry, it is. I've been out since 7:30. PVA isn't an alkali resisting product, and a plastered surface is an alkali surface. So that's where you get different. That's where you got the difference. Whereas in America, people say, "Oh, yeah, you can put PVA onto drywall," and think, "Yeah, you can," but for us, it's that difference of the alkali surfaces reacting, and that's why we don't. And I'm going to say to you, you don't put PVA onto bare plaster. But I know this difference is because you've got different building techniques.
Yeah,
that is all
I
probably
feel like it's a
different.
lot. Yeah, with the plaster and stuff, like I feel like it's more put them up, you know, and plastering takes a while. Takes a lot longer than just putting up a piece of board. So I feel like it's a lot more intricate you know, over here.
Do you do anything? I mean, as a Beckwith decorators trade, we'd think nothing of if somebody wants to put coving up, which is what you have, crown mouldings. Do you do anything like that, or is it just that's more of a specialised trade over there as well?
The carpentry, I kind of stay away from anything carpentry related. I just stick to the paint and the paper.
Because is your crown moulding more wood based then?
Yeah.
Because ours is plaster based over here.
Yeah, they don't form it, like smooth it and do all that. Yeah, it's wood. You just go to the store, you buy it, you nail it up, or they mill it in whatever shape
And
you
to be
want.
fair, that's another trade altogether. And
Oh, 100%.
how many trays do you want under your belt when you've got to really concentrate on one of your
The
own?
van has enough painting stuff in it. We don't need nail guns and everything else on top of it.
What, just to finish up, because we're going to be queuing up in a minute, what would you like to see happening with the UK side of painting? I'm just putting you on the spot of this, just quickly think about something. But from what you see, what we've got at the painting and decorating show here, compared to what your painting and decorating shows have over there, are we lacking something? Are the British people missing out on something that you've got, or vice versa?
I think it's vice versa. I think the States is missing out on these experiences because I've been to the trade shows, and my girlfriend, I took her here yesterday, and she said, I thought it was just going to be tables with tablecloths. She didn't expect the big walls and the signs and everything. So in the States, it's very 6-foot table.
Yeah.
Put your thing on it, and it's just a big round room with a bunch of guys standing there.
Yeah.
It's a lot more lively.
I don't know what it's like in America. I know America's big. I've been to Vegas, so I know what the halls are.
IFW, yeah.
I'll say, and I'll put my neck on the line, these sorts of venues, for somebody to have a small stand can be thousands of pounds.
Oh, extremely expensive.
Your bigger stands that have got a lot of, merchandising, publicity, stands, backdrops and things like that, could be into tens of thousands of pounds for people, which is obviously a big outlay, and only big companies can really foot
the
that
little
cost.
the little guy,
Isn't
that's a
going to
big
really
expense.
get the opportunity to do it. But this is just 2 days, 2 days in the calendar of a year. It's a busy show, and people like you are coming over from America to see it, which is great. Because we know flights aren't cheap. Accommodation in the UK is not, well, I'll say accommodation is not cheap. It probably is to you compared to what the accommodation is over there.
Yeah, I find it actually it's pretty similar what we're dealing with in the price wise and stuff.
What price exchange rate are you getting?
It's like, I think it's like our dollar is $1.50 or it's 75% or something like that. So yeah, my dollar
1.5.
Yeah, something like that. Obviously the euro is worth more.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, but I don't feel it too much in the wallet, especially with the food and stuff. We're getting gouged in the States when you go out to dinner and stuff like that. It's crazy. It almost makes you not want to go. So when we were out last night and stuff, you're like, oh, this ain't too bad. The beers and stuff are priced good. So yeah, it makes up for maybe the Airbnbs.
Now I saw you on social media last night. Did you go for an Indian?
Yeah, we did.
Is that the same sort of Indian as what you'd get over in America?
Yeah. I think it was a little more authentic because I was watching somebody else's YouTube. He said, if it's spicy, it should melt your mouth off.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be able to pronounce the name of the restaurant. Yeah. So that's what I looked for, and it was delicious.
Yeah. No,
it hit all three.
It's one of our national dishes now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's booming. It's a big population.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Diversity in the UK. Right, thank you very much. I'm going to shake your hands.
All right.
It's great talking to you. I'm going to see him again on social media. We're going to be wandering around the show. I'm going to probably bump into him again as we're going round. But thank you very much, Dane. Thanks for taking the time to speak to me.
No worries.
It's been much appreciated. Thank you.
Bye.
Cheers again. Right, I'm really early into the P&D show, and I'm over at the Arroworthy stand now. A good friend of mine, we speak a lot on social media. We actually don't touch base as in physical contact very often because our paths seem to cross every time we're at events that we said we're going to catch up. But I'm over with Ian Crampsie.
That's correct.
Yeah, Ian Crampsie, I'll get it out of my mouth. Ian Crampsie, I'm still very cold at the moment. He's actually an ambassador for the Arroworthy brand and is going to just talk us through some of the products they've got on stand today. Now, if you like the look of Ian, he is coming to my house soon. We are going to do a bit of an interview, day in the life of Ian as a painter and decorator, and we're going to do an on the couch interview with him later on. So please watch out for that video. But for now, he's just going to talk us through all the Arroworthy products that he knows about. So I'm going to do a 1, 2, 3, spin the camera around, and I'll put you in his capable hands.
Don't be shocked, okay? What about you? You're about to see. Good morning, Phil.
Good morning.
Good morning. Where would we like to start?
Anywhere you want to. Let's talk about the brushes.
Brushes.
Yeah.
Over here.
Yeah. It's tracking you, see? It's clever stuff.
I love that.
Speculate to accumulate when you're an influencer. You've got to buy the gear.
That's a great bit of kit. So, I love the Rembrandts. I'll show you these. So for cutting in my tops, I love this Rembrandt brush. It's slightly stiffer. So it's better for me. It's better for cutting him. so I love them. Whoops. I'll sort that in a minute.
I'm going to be really good because I'm trying to not talk over everybody today, but I've done a video that's comparing an Arroworthy classic with a Rembrandt and Kev's brush to see the difference, the 3 different sorts of bristle. Now, I have to say, I do like a Rembrandt as well.
I like a Rembrandt.
The stiffer bristle for actually cutting in for emulsion is something that if you've not tried it, you'd advocate, and I'd say somebody's got to give it a go because it is
definitely.
Let's call it the game changer.
It is absolutely. It's stiff, so and also as well it's got a nice taper to it, so it does follow.
Yeah.
It feels like it almost cuts the lines for you.
It does. Yeah.
So, but the classics for me, wherever they are,
they've all gone.
Yeah, they sold them all. Are they here?
Here you go.
Yes. The classics for me are, I love these for my skirting boards.
Yeah.
I do often wear skirts, but...
Only on a Sunday.
Yeah. When I come to your house on the couch.
Oh, nice.
So these are a lot sort of softer.
Yeah.
I'd say these are the most popular brushes by far. But I love these for kind of cutting in tops of skirting boards.
Do you use a slash cut as well for cutting in?
Yes. I do like a slash cut because it's almost like having like a fix or a sash brush because you've got that little point that you can get in the corners and drag away. Yeah. But yeah, I love them ones. Sometimes for when you're doing skirting boards and stuff, I would use a microfiber to kind of lay off if you like that finish.
If you've got deep skirting, there are
flat skirts, but with
time saver, aren't they?
With the moulds, like tourist mould or whatever, you just use them, brush it in, cut in your bottoms, and then lay it off.
Yeah, that's good.
But
and then we've got the microfiber roller sleeves now. I'll just zoom down. I'll do a bit of. Whee, look at this! It's like a drone. We've got 18-inch.
Costs plenty of inches, that.
Yeah. We've got 18-inch, we've got 15-inch, we've got 14-inch, 12-inch, and 9-inch. Now, I know from my sort of decorating, a 9-inch is ample for what I'm needing. We don't need any more with what we're doing. And what's also nice, and I'm going to come around if they've got them, your roller frames.
Ah, these.
Yeah, where are your roller frames?
So the Barracudas.
Yeah.
Very good bit of kit with the ball bearing system inside.
When you've not got a double arm, if people can see this, when you haven't got a double arm because you're working off a 9-inch, you can get really close into the corners.
Very close.
Which means you can just cut in and roll with your main frame without having a mini roller.
Like sort of half an inch away, you know, easily. So yeah, they're great bits of kit. I've also got the 15-inch version.
And we've got some nice rad rollers. I've not seen these before.
Oh yeah, these are good.
Mini rollers, rad rollers.
Good. Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
I haven't showed you the red frost either. So I'd say these are probably an in-between.
Right.
So they're like an in-between the Rembrandt and the Classic.
Yeah.
So they're nice. I think they use these.
Let's have a feel of that.
So
can I sniff the bristle?
Of course you can. Oh.
Can you sniff the bristle? Got to sniff the bristle.
There's a good smelling bristle, that. Oh, lovely.
And what else have you got? Any new products on the stand today?
Yes, I'm going to take you over to show you our charity brushes. I'm going to force you to buy some.
Oh, right. On the spot.
Yeah, no. I've the anniversary. Sorry,
is this
buddy.
the brush Jay's promoting?
This is not the.
No, right.
This is. I've just had an ADHD moment. I just wanted to show you these.
Oh, we're stopping, right.
Yeah.
Nice.
These are very nice brushes. These are the anniversary brushes. I've also promised you one of these, so I'll get you that.
Thank you.
And,
that's got a blue ferrule then?
Yes.
Nice. Do you know what a ferrule is?
Yes.
Yeah. You know what the stock is?
Yeah. There's plenty of them. Look, they're all in stock. I'll take you over now to see the little star.
So what are these?
These are just an anniversary brush, the 6-second anniversary of Arroworthy.
60 seconds, right?
Yeah, so it's like the Patriot brush.
Yeah, nice.
So I'll sort
a limited editions.
Yes, they are. I wanted to show you them, but also we didn't mention about the microfiber rollers.
Yeah.
I know we mentioned the classics, but I'll do a bit of spraying.
Yeah.
So once I've sprayed, I like to back roller and use one of these, so you still get the finish of a spray, but
Yeah.
then you can touch it up. So that's
Yeah.
the benefit of one of those.
Yeah. Why do you do that then, Ian? Is it because you can get the paint on quicker with the sprayer and then just in effect lay off
Agreed.
with a roller?
Yes, and you
Right.
can still then have so you can touch it up.
Yeah.
You know,
In the
'cause when
fu-
you know yourself, when you
Yeah.
spray something, you can't just go along with a roller then a touch up because it's not going to
No.
kind of flash or whatever paint you use,
Yeah.
it'll show on.
What you're doing is then relying on nobody's going to touch it, and if you do need to touch it, and you
Yes.
go with a mini roller
Correct.
and just go, hopefully
Correct.
this isn't going to be
'Cause
showing.
as you know, you spray the first coat and then you'll cut and roll the last.
Yeah.
But that will still give you an incredible finish.
Yeah.
So I'll
No,
take,
lovely. Yeah,
I'll take you over.
Can you come and talk to the camera about your brushes?
Have you got some special brushes?
What's your brush called? What's it called? SuperPower. What's your SuperPower? What cheese? This cheese.
Oh,
And
you're right, buddy.
tell the camera where is all the money going?
Yeah.
That we sell the brushes. Where's the money going to? What hospital do you go to? Goes to Gosh. And what's it to do? To help all the poorly children? Yeah? You had a good day? You excited? Who made the brushes for you? Who made them for you?
Do you want to tell us about them, Jay?
So basically,
Hold up.
Arroworthy.
Let's give you
The mic.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, can you sit that on him with two hands?
where do you want it? On here? Or...
Fill us in what Ian didn't know.
So yeah, very kindly Arroworthy have teamed up with myself and my little girl, basically supporting her idea of this brush. Her requests were pink bristles with a purple handle that she's called the SuperPower, which is what she calls her cheek.
Right.
Just trying to raise some awareness for her condition, which is a lymphatic malformation on her cheek. So basically it's an incurable, it's never going to go. So she's had quite a lot of treatment to that cheek, trying to make it shrink. And just really, the kids that we see at Great Ormond Street, just trying to raise some money because it's touched obviously our hearts,
Yeah,
and some of these kids we've met are quite bad. So Mayla wants to do it. It's nice of Arroworthy to support us, so quite chuffed
I
to be
think,
a part
I mean, from my experience of my lad having invasive strep A 2 years ago, that we thought we'd lose him
Yeah.
in intensive care.
Oh.
The work that Queen's Medical Centre Nottingham did were fantastic. But also when you see who else is in intensive care, you feel a little bit of a fraud when you actually walk out and you've still got a healthy child that's gone in
this
and
is what
come out.
we say it all the time. So Mayla's condition is purely looks.
It's
so
a cosmetic.
it doesn't affect her in any way, shape or form. Through pregnancy we had a few scares where it could have been nasty, but fortunately that obviously wasn't the case. But you go to Great Ormond Street and you see the children and you feel guilty yourself for living.
Because there's some really...
You're seeing 2, 3,
really
4-year-old kids on end-of-life care, and it just like it breaks me really personally. So to do something to give back is really quite nice. So they're so good.
Yeah, so let's just have a pan down on them.
Yeah.
And I'll say thanks for telling us all about it.
No, thank
And
you.
Best of luck with your daughter as well
Thank you, mate.
for the future. No, thank you.
Cheers, Phil. Thank you for
Good.
coming over.
Right, back with Ian. Nice to talk to Jay. Gave the mic back to Ian, so we're just going to finish off with what we've got now.
So this is a gift from Arroworthy to you, Phil.
Oh, is that
So,
because I'm such an influencer?
It is. You know, I saw you.
Do I feel very special because
You
I'm the only
should
one
feel
who's had this?
Well, don't look round here, but yeah, you're the only one that's got this brush.
Do you know what? I'll tell everybody I'm the only one who's had this brush.
Do it.
That's good. Thanks for talking to me.
Thank you, Phil.
And we
Thank
will
you.
see you in a couple of weeks at my
Definitely.
house, and I'll buy you breakfast.
Kiss and cuddle on the sofa, that's what you said.
I'm saying no more.
Yeah.
Right, Ian's just pulled me over to the Allway stand, actually just at the side of the Arroworthy stand, because there's some products on here that the inventor, can I call Andrew the inventor? Or the man just say yes, because you don't want to be on camera.
Sure, yes.
Yeah, is the inventor, is the man behind the Allway products. Now, Ian knows a little bit about this, so Ian's going to do the talking, because Ian is a little bit like me, we can talk.
I like getting involved and learning new things about new products. So
That's it, so
yeah.
you learn.
Yeah,
you learn it.
exactly.
Right, do you want to just tell us what we've got and what the Allway products are then, Ian?
So you've got the all-in-one pro jointing knife, which I think these are fantastic because you're not going to be able to break these handles because it's all in one.
Yeah.
They're usually with the plastic handles.
Yeah.
They usually fly off, and these are also stainless steel as well.
I'm liking the shine on that.
that's
That
very
can
nice.
check my eyebrows and check my teeth.
Oh yeah, I should have done my hair this morning. Always.
Yeah, all the any which
You
way.
can edit that out if you like.
No, we'll keep them.
But also, I'm very impressed with.
And these are all in different sizes.
Yes.
So you've got a 10-inch, you've got an 8, you've got a 6, and then you go down to
Yeah.
the 5s, the 4s,
Yeah.
the 3s, and you've even got an 1.5 inch.
Yes, and you've also got this bad boy, which is the 12-in-1 kit, and it's brilliant.
That
Pretty
looks a little bit lethal to take to the football
Oh,
match.
you don't want to put it in your pocket the wrong way around.
No. Yeah, you'd get 5 years in
Yes.
prison for walking around with that, wouldn't you?
I think you would.
Yeah.
But it'll serve you well in prison, though. You've got 12 tools to do.
What, as you're learning the trade?
Yeah, yeah. 12 things to 12 things to use. But yes, they've also got your.
I'm seeing you've got wallpaper strippers,
Yep.
and you've got the carbide scrapers for when you're trying to strip off varnishes and wall.
These are absolutely brilliant.
Ordinary paint,
Like
soft surfaces.
I've had it where there's like silicone or whatever on tops of skirting boards, and you can kind of use them. And these bad boys are the same thing, but you can get pretty much every single profile with this. This is
That
a
looks
really, really handy tool.
Yeah.
So there's similar ones on the market, but this does every single profile.
Yeah. No, it looks good.
Which I think's brilliant.
You're covering a bit of every base of what you need in
Yes.
for decorating. From
Yes.
your blades for wallpapering to actually
100%.
filling up and
These
things
knives
like that.
are super, super sharp.
Yeah.
I would say they're up there with a lot of the competitors.
Yeah.
If not slightly
The-
better.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's, it's almost an honour to cut yourself with it.
Yeah.
The Allway caulking tool are our number one selling item in America.
I didn't think you wanted to speak, Andy, on this one, but you
He's
picked out.
leaving out the number
He's
one
making-
selling tool. So
I'm working my way.
that's a 3-in-1 caulk tool. You can remove the caulk. This is just a little cleanup thing, and then a 3-profile silicone pad that turns. You
Yeah.
can- 3 different profiles.
Yes. And then you've got your taping knife there, but I would also use that for probably papering.
Straight edge for
Yeah.
cuts.
And they're absolutely brilliant piece of kit.
I've mentioned times many that I see people cutting with the plastic smoothers, which
Yeah, that's a perfect thing.
can I get it? They're not as sharp and defined as what they are, and this is what you need when you're
Oh,
wallpapering.
100%.
You don't want to have
Yeah.
that little bit of a lip going over your coving or your
Thing is,
skirting
in
board.
time, these will get better because
Sorry.
obviously you're going to want to wear the corners down a little bit so you don't rip your papers.
Yeah,
Your paper, but round the edges off, that would be an absolutely beautiful tool
Yeah.
for your taping and also for getting your nice straight edge
Yeah.
against the ceiling there with one of your Allway blades.
yeah, no, that's
So
good.
yeah, it's a great.
I think we just mentioned going forward, I will be reviewing a bit more hands-on some of
Yes.
these products,
Yes.
but don't hold me to it just too soon. We've got videos in the pipeline that's already there, so it'll be probably into 2025.
Yeah.
We'll look at some of these products
100%.
and we'll give them a hands-on test.
Get
that's
in
good.
touch with Andrew, and he's
Yeah,
the man. So
that's good. Right, thank you very much, gents, and thanks for talking to me.
thank you very much, Phil. Thanks
Cheers.
again.
Thank you, Andy.
Thanks.
Cheers. So, okay, right, I'm just over on the HB42. Do we call it 42 or 42?
42.
HB42 stand with Charlie. We call you Charlie.
Yep.
Yeah. It's going to talk through a couple of new products, or one in particular that is really new to the P&D show for this year. So I'm going to do a swivel round of the camera, and it can tell us all about it.
Hello there, Charlie Banks from HB42. So this is the ultimate waterproofer. It's made from an MS polymer, which is the same technology as our sealant and adhesive. So basically the sealant and adhesive, this product, the MS polymer technology, it combined a silicone and a PU all in one. And it had superior flexibility, durability and longevity technology basically. So if I show you just how flexible it is, this is basically the MS polymer technology in a liquid form. If you give that a feel, it's like a stress ball.
That's just on a sponge.
Yes,
You all right?
exactly. So we made it into a waterproof paint, which is able to tank anything, virtually any substrate. I'm talking bricks, concrete, plywood, plasterboard, any substrate apart from like bitumen, which is like an oily one. It just can't adhere to it because it's got that oily film on it. So this can tank bathrooms, gutters, roofs, above ground, below ground, basements, and it combines 3 or 4 products in one. So if you're tanking a bathroom, usually you'd use a jointing tape, a primer, and then a waterproof membrane. This is it all in one. So you just need 2 coats of this. You can apply it by roller or paintbrush, and you can seal the edges of your bathroom, let's say, which acts as the tape, and that's all you need. You can tile straight over it, you can put your shower tray straight over it, and you're good to go.
Could this be used for tanking cellars?
Yep.
But would you have to put something over this product in the cellar, or would you use it to hold back any moisture that comes through the wall? That's good to go once you've applied it.
This is good to go. You can paint over it as well because
Right.
it's MS polymer, but technically that would be perfect.
Yeah.
However, one caveat, it cannot take a lot of foot traffic. The product is very durable, but if you constantly walk over that, if you squeeze that a million times,
Yeah.
it will crack.
Yeah.
It is very flexible, but it can't take a lot of foot traffic. So it couldn't be, you couldn't put this in a kitchen and walk straight over it. But
No.
a cellar, which is used
I'm
every
thinking
so
cellar
often.
walls.
Yeah, oh, perfect. For
Yeah.
that. Absolutely perfect. However, it's not a shortcut. If you have a water leak,
Yeah.
it will hold back the water, but that water will find a way through. Just like if you've got mold in your bathroom, you don't paint straight over it, you tackle the mold problem
Yeah.
so the mold doesn't come back.
In effect, this is a better product for sealing a surface prior to doing your tiling or painting to
Correct.
stop water ingress
Precisely.
from the outside and
Yep.
not so much from the inside. So you wouldn't use it specifically on damp wall surfaces that are being affected by something outside like soil or anything like that.
You can use that.
You can?
So you can use it below ground. However, if you paint up to a line,
Yeah.
that water will be able
Find
to
its way.
find a way through. So if you go, so let's say your ground line's here, just go over the ground line, so the water won't be able to travel up.
Yeah.
So as long as you don't paint below the ground line, you're absolutely spot on.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, it's such a versatile product.
And I take it garage roofs and things like that, it's
Perfect for
ideal
that.
for.
Yeah, it's repair work, it's new build,
Yeah.
whatever you want. Goes straight over GRP.
Yeah.
Any type of surface like that. Comes in 6 kg tubs in black and grey, but it's
Yeah.
not cheap. It's about £100 a tub. However, if you're tanking a bathroom using all 3 of those products, that's going to cost you 400 or 500 quid. So technically, it's quite cheap.
Yeah.
And this covers about 6 metres squared. So
And
just
as a-
enough for a bathroom.
As a decorator, could this also be used in metal gutters and things
Yep.
like that
Yep,
for sealing?
perfect. Over aluminium, over steel,
Yeah.
whatever you want.
That's good.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. What have you got on the lines of caulk and things like that that might be useful for the decorator as well?
So hold that. So naturally, as a decorator, this is probably the product that everyone knows us for.
Yeah.
This is the HP42 Ultimate Deck Caulk.
Yeah.
Voted #1 on the Decorators Forum in terms of caulk.
Yeah.
It does not crack.
Yeah.
Guarantee that. What I don't understand is decorators like yourself who are using prime paints like Benjamin Moore, Scuff X or whatever it is. This is liquid gold, paying 100, 150 quid for a tin, for a 10 litre or 5 litre, but you're using a crappy cork. You're using
Yeah.
a 90p cork.
Yeah.
You're driving a Rolls Royce, but then you're using a Fiat Punto cork. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
You've got to use quality with quality,
Yeah.
and this does not crack.
Yeah.
And that's why everyone loves it.
So what sort of price is that then? Because people do always look at price, but
course.
I know that material-wise, we're not looking at using many of those on an ordinary job.
Yes.
So if it's £5, £6, £7, £8,
Oh, it's nowhere near that. It's half that. So this is probably around, depends where you are, around £3 to £4 mark. I've
Yeah.
seen it at £4, I've seen it at £3.
Yeah.
But £3.50 is round about where it should be.
And what I would say, on an ordinary job, you probably might, if you use 2 of these,
Yes.
you're looking at spending less than a tenner.
Yeah.
And the chances are you're probably using half of a tube of that on a job anyway.
And the most important thing is you could buy a 90p cork, but you're going to get called back. That's going to ruin your
Yeah.
reputation, and you're going to have to buy more cork anyway.
Yeah.
So in our eyes, our mantra is, yes, you might pay a little bit more, but
Yeah.
you're not going to get called back.
No, that's right.
And most people who do use our products, they don't go to anything else.
Yeah.
And then naturally, if you're using a lot of that, you're probably using a lot of 2-part wood fill.
Yeah.
So what we noticed with other wood fillers, they're made of styrene. We've made a styrene-free based filler. Styrene is a bonding agent that causes cancer.
Yeah.
So when you're sanding and you inhale that dust, if you're not using a dustless sander, that is causing cancer. So we straight off the bat went styrene free. People thought that might sacrifice quality. In fact, we thought it actually aided the quality. So we make this in a vacuum. So one thing you'll notice when you open the tin, there's not actually that much in there. There is exactly the same amount as it says on the tin, but it's very concentrated. There's no air, there's no fluffiness. So it's a very buttery-like filler, very creamy. It's one thing you'll notice, it's not grainy at all, which also makes it very easy to work with and super easy to sand. So usually you'd use like an 80 grit for a sanding down. You use a 120 and you're absolutely perfect for this. So goes longer and it's much easier to use. So those are the two hero products if you're a decorator.
Yeah.
This is a bit more specialist,
Yeah.
but it's such an unsung hero of our range.
We need to know about it.
Yeah, definitely. It's my favourite product.
Yeah.
Just because it's so versatile. And squeezing this is so fun.
It's the stress relief.
Exactly.
The other thing I'm picking up on is your SP1 that you've got, which is your shellac-based primer. Is that the one I'm thinking of?
Yep, so we've got two problem-solving paints, as we call it. These are two primer sealers. We've got the PS1, which is the shellac-based, and the PS2, which is the water-based.
Yeah.
The things we wanted to tackle with this is very simple. Opacity, coverage, and odour.
Yeah.
This does not smell. One of the worst things about shellacs, that smell.
Yeah.
We're dealing with, hospitals, we're dealing with schools. They can't use original shellacs just because the kids can't stand the smell. It's actually too dangerous. This, low odour, goes further, and it's super opaque. That's it, very simple. Those are the things we wanted to tackle. One thing you'll notice, it's a bit thicker than most shellacs. Give it a good shake. There's probably some sediment on the bottom. As soon as you put it on that brush, you'll go, this is thicker.
Yeah.
That's because it goes for longer. It's more opaque.
And I take it is proper from the lac beetle.
Oh, yeah.
So what are you thinning it with, which would be methylated spirits? That's where the traditional smell comes from.
So we're still using methylated spirits, but the way we get rid of the odour is we're using the purest of pure meths.
Right.
Most other shellacs are using that fermented meths.
Yeah.
Anything fermented has that horrible odour. So
and that was put in it to stop people drinking it.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Precisely. So we tinker with the formulation a little bit of traditional shellacs, and that's how we're able to have a higher concentration of shellac.
Yeah.
And made it at a price that's better than most competitors.
Yeah.
So super opaque, goes a bit further. Most shellacs are using 2 to 3 coats. We aim for 1 to 2.
Yeah. Is it another case that you've got to use it sparingly and build it up with a couple of coats, or is it good to go for 1 coat? A lot of problems that people get with shellac-based products is they put it on too heavy and then they find that it's probably cracked or moved because they put it on really too thickly.
Yes.
Is this a case that not so much scrub it out, but don't be overloading it for that first coat?
No, I think the reason why people are overloading is probably because they're afraid that it won't work.
Yeah.
You've got to be confident in this. Use what I would say like a normal amount and it will work perfectly.
Yeah.
I think people, just because shellacs over the years have gotten worse, they've gotten thinner.
Yeah.
And people are getting more overcompensating with the brush.
Yeah.
Just be confident, use it as you would a normal shellac, any type of paint, and it will work perfectly. And with this, the exact same problem we had. We wanted to make it go further, more opaque, more coverage. It's a fantastic all-rounder, slightly cheaper than a shellac.
Yeah.
Great for woodwork, great for most surfaces.
Will 3 things stop knots? Shellac-based product, gold leaf, aluminium leafing primer. And then the derivatives of water-based. Is that a water-based product that would stop actual knots, or would you keep with the traditional?
I'm not going to tell you that will cure knots. I will always do shellac. If you've got anything sappy, anything knotty, any water stains, I really don't agree with putting moisture on moisture. And this, I'm not going to sit here and say this will cure water stains. Nothing will replace shellac.
Yeah.
However, I understand the price point. I understand it can be over-engineered for, spindles, woodwork. No point in doing that. A water base would work fine. But anything that's really knotty or a harsh stain, nothing will beat shellac.
Got to keep with that. So your stain blocking element of your water-based, what is it good for your stain blocking? Is it if you've got tanning, or would you keep with your shellac-based again?
Again, any type of tanning, any type of bleeding, I would scrub that away and keep using shellac.
Yeah.
But apart from your really harsh stains, like your tanning and like other bits, this is perfect for everything else.
Yeah.
It's a great all-rounder.
Yeah.
It's a great all-rounder.
And good grip properties.
Yeah, fantastic adhesion as well.
That's good.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for talking to me, Charlie. That's
No
really
problem at
interesting.
all. No
We've covered
problem.
quite a few products. With the stand being quieter, that's what I've wanted to do, and
Yes.
try and get as much information out of you as possible.
Look,
So
we could be here all
thank you.
day if I wanted to show you everything, but these are the hero products that I think we need to focus on, and we want to get the message out.
what I'm going to do, it'll be time stamped for you on your HB42 stand, and there'll be a link for your website. So if anybody does want to see any more products or find out any more information, they can contact you that way.
Perfect.
So
Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Thank you very
Love
much.
it.
Cheers.
Love it.
Right, I'm over on the Glitter Walls UK. I'm speaking to Ashley. True to my word, I'm coming to the show and I'm trying to find these innovative products that are a little bit different, that you might not have seen before. We've all seen loads of brushes, we've all seen loads of rollers, but when it's nice when this company's actually at the show that there is something a little bit different that I've not seen. So I'm going to talk to Ashley. He's going to talk us through what the product is, and I'll do a link in the description below on the timestamp. So if you want to know a little bit more about the product, you can actually click the link there and go straight through to their website. So let's spin the camera around and we'll talk to Ashley and he'll tell us all about it. Over to you, Ashley. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay.
So, Glitter Walls UK is a UK manufacturer of glitter wallpaper. It is solely manufactured in the UK, down to in Portsmouth. We have a web store that we sell from. It comes in 2 whips, 70 centimeters, which is sold in denominations of 5 meters, and the 140 centimeter, which is sold by the meter. So if you're decorating for a customer, you don't have any excess. Generally speaking, a meter of this costs £28.95. At the Decorator Show, we are giving 10% discounts for decorators for life. But yeah, it's a product that it's widely imported, but ultimately this is UK made. This is the best quality. This doesn't shed. It comes with no salvage edge, so you can bud up. Some people still prefer to overlap and slice, but that's absolutely fine. This can be budded if you're just a home decorator. But yeah, it's a great product.
As a professional painter and decorator, I do hang wallpaper. I'm going to ask the question.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it paste the wall?
It's paste to wall, yes, absolutely.
It's paste the wall. How easy is it to cut? What do you cut it with? Yep. And let's face it, what do the joints look like if they butt joint?
Yeah, absolutely. So we cut it in the factory with a standard Stanley blade. We don't have anything special. It does take a little bit of elbow grease to get it cut. Nothing crazy though. Any decorator can easily cut through this. The joins, these aren't representative of the joins because we've actually bent round our stand here. This isn't a wall, this is wood behind us. So
I mean, that looks good doing it like that, but in the real world of Mrs. Smith's Lounge, you're not going to do that.
No, you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't bend it around at all. You would bud it together, all overlap and slice, and then ultimately we have a video on our YouTube channel which shows the overlap and slice, and it shows that the joins come together really nicely. As long as you follow the instructions and hang in the same direction, because there's no pattern, it does come together really well.
Is this something I need to be reviewing on my YouTube channel, everybody? Give us some comments below if you think Phil Beckwith, the professional painter and decorator, ought to be trying this in his own house, and Mrs. B having a bit of a nightclub lounge. Let's just put it that way. But I think this looks brilliant. In the right environment, in the right cinema room, in the right bathroom, or anywhere you want to use it, I think this has got legs, shall I say.
Absolutely. And for commercial use also in salons, nightclubs, it has so many uses, not just at home, but commercially as well.
I think if you've got a hairdresser salon, nail bars and things like that, I mean, this colour here, it's got Julian Clary written all over it, if anybody remembers who Julian Clary was. But no, I love it. No, thank you very much for taking the time to tell me about it.
No worries, thanks for coming to visit.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Right, I said I wouldn't do it, but at Screwfix Live, I did a video on the big wipes. It went down really well, so I'm back at the Painting and Decorating show with Dom, and he's going to do the demo again in case you missed it last time round. So we'll swivel round and I'll put you in the capable hands of Don. Brilliant product, that's all I'm going to say.
Good morning, guys. Come and take a look at this. So that's carbon black silicone sealant. It's probably just about the worst thing you guys could get on your hands, tools, or your surfaces. Take a look at that. Really nasty, claggy stuff. So we're at the Painting and Decorating show, so let's up the ante a little bit. How about a little bit of oil-based high gloss? So much harder to shift than water-based paint. We can add a bit of black graphite grease in there and a bit of automotive grease. So real nasty challenge. If you got that dirty, it would definitely end up on a surface. So for that critical clean, you need to use my heavy duty product. That's the yellow tub with the red lid. It's got this great blue fabric inside. Textured side of that fabric down on the area you want to clean. And in simple terms, it's that combination of the fabric and the formula that get you out the muck fast. So you can see just the back of my hand and you've got sort of half of it off already. So the most expensive thing to you guys is your time. So if you need to clean up and crack on quicker, how fast was that? So the best thing about this product is once that dirt and grime's trapped in that side of the fabric, it doesn't come back out. So I can put the same dirty side onto the other hand, and look, no matter how hard I try, all the dirt is stuck in that side of the fabric. So you can keep using it over and over again. If I'm feeling really, really brave, I can even chuck that same dirty fabric onto my surface and take the worst off of here as well. So although that's well and good, that textured fabric isn't overly absorbent. So what you really need for that professional clean when you finish is the green lid product. That's 100% biodegradable, super absorbent across your surfaces. And you can have a look at this. You cut that right through the middle, look. There you go.
That's brilliant. I didn't see this product last time. Is this something you could have at home that will clean your leather suites? Is it suitable for leather products?
It's a tricky one with leather. The product's aloe vera based, which is great for your hands. So in terms of leather, would it smear? Potentially. But you know, we're talking about aloe vera based products. So for your hands, tools and your surfaces, fantastic.
Because I'm just thinking, you know, when you get your kits with leather suites and everything,
yeah,
they're very similar, and I'm thinking this might actually be better.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, by all means, give it a go for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's good. Thank you very much, Dom.
Thank you, guys.
And
appreciate it.
It's always good to talk to you on these stands, and it's a popular video. Thank you very
pleasure.
much.
Thank you.
Okie dokie, I'm over on the Tikkurila stand. I didn't do Tikkurila last year. I've come back to Tikkurila this year. I'm speaking with Darryl. Now, Darryl's the guy that over the number of years I have spoke to on the phone numerous times. We now get our paint, Tikkurila paint, through Paintwell, so the contract has moved from actually ordering it directly, but we still get the special prices that we had before. But Darryl's going to talk through about the products. If you've not heard of Tikkurila before, I'll let Darryl tell you all about it. I like Tikkurila. Welcome, Darryl. Welcome to the channel.
Hello there, guys. So here at the P&D show down in Coventry, at the Tikkurila stand 16 if you want to come along and see us. The first product is the standard bearer really of the Tikkurila brand, which is the Anti-Reflex 2. Dead flat, non-flashing ceiling paint. So if you've got these high ceilings with, you know, big windows, natural light flooding in, undulating ceilings, maybe spotlights, drop lights, AR2, perfect product for your lids, because it will not flash on you. You can touch it in, you won't see your roller marks. It's a beautiful, beautiful product. Really should be your go-to option for your ceilings there.
Can you get this mixed up in different colours, or is it just a white product?
So AR2 is only designed to be tinted to white. Well, it comes in white or magnolia.
Yeah.
Now, if you do have customers that want a tinted ceiling, the better option to be is look at a product called Nova 2.
Right.
So Nova 2, 2% sheen level. As our entire range, the number represents the sheen. So 2% sheen. If you have a 5 over here, for example, is a 5% sheen. Blue 7 is a 7% sheen.
Right.
That's kind of how our range works. So Nova 2 for a tinted ceiling.
Yeah. And I take it the 2 on there is also representing the 2% sheen level.
Correct, yes.
Yeah.
So 2% sheen, dead flat.
So Unova would be a comparable product.
Correct.
To the Anti-Reflex 2 as well. That's
aesthetically,
good.
yes.
Yeah, that's good. So you can get a colour made up if you want to.
Absolutely, yes.
That's good.
Nova 2.
Right, what else we got?
Next one here. So this is Optiva 5. So this is our Class 1 durable emulsion. So it is fully durable, washable, wipeable, scrubbable at 10,000 scrubs. It's available in a range of colours, so you can get anything from white right up to dark. Can sizes, sample pots, 1, 3 and 10 litre size cans as well. Perfect for your sort of busy traffic areas. You've got families with kids, pets, hogsters and landings, and you need that durability. Optiva 5 is an absolutely perfect finish to be looking at.
I know you've got Optiva 3. Now I've used Optiva 3 on my own house. I personally prefer the 5 sheen level than the 3. I feel, particularly on a dark colour, it might be a little bit too flat for people's visually, if that makes sense. It looks a little bit too dry a finish, whereas a 5 does give you that happy compromise between being hard-wearing, durable, without going to what we'd call a soft sheen or a satin finish.
It's very subtle.
Yeah.
It's a nice sheen level. Similar to you, I've got it in every room in my house as well.
Yeah, that's good. But I needed to try Optiva 3 to see what it was like.
Yeah. But now you know that.
And just spotting something there. Optiva primer. I go on about people wash coating and miscoating. There is a dedicated primer for bare plaster, and this is one of the best on the market. That if you are thinking that you've got a job coming up, please consider this, because it is a dedicated primer for bare plaster. When I've been on a job where I've used Optiva primer, I've eased it slightly for spraying. Not that you do need to ease it for spraying, but just to get a little bit more penetration into the surface, I've actually thinned it down slightly. And joiners that have tried to sand through my paintwork because they wanted to get a fixing with woodwork, i.e. sticking something to a surface, said how well that had adhered to the surface, where previously they'd been on jobs and the wash coat, it virtually came off with a damp sponge. This is the primer that you want to be looking at if you have got bare plaster, but it can be used for other purposes, and Darryl will probably just tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah, so Optiva primer has 2 main purposes. The first one, as Phil indicated, bare plaster. So even if that is lime plaster, you can still use it on that, because it is a breathable system. If you've got the Optiva primer followed by Optiva 5, perfect for lime plaster. So bare plaster, that one's perfect. As I say, you can thin it with a drop, up to 10% with water, just to help it a little bit. It doesn't need it, but you can do it. And its second purpose is to stabilize your surface. So if you're doing something like a color change, if you're going over areas of renovation, bits have been filled in, the better that your base is that you're starting with, the nicer the finish you're going to end up with. So start at the bottom, get your Optiva primer on, finish it nicely with the Optiva 5 or the Optiva 3 if that's your preferred finish.
Good, that's brilliant. And then just moving along, let's call it your woodwork trim finishes. We've got that there. Another product we'll just touch on, because this is an undercoat that will do all your trim finishes. Otex Aqua, which is your grip primer, and that can be used underneath your stuff like your Helmy, your Everall Aqua,
Everall Aqua, Intact. I mean, Otex Aqua, water-based adhesion primer, so it will stick to most interior substrates. But don't get it where you don't want it, because you're not going to get it off again. So if that's bare timber, you can use it on previously painted timber, you can use it on tile, glass, laminate. It'll just stick to any surface you're looking to paint, which you can then finish, as I say, with a Helmy, Everall Aqua Intact. You've got options depending what sort of sheen level and durability you require for your furniture.
And to make it clear, the Aqua translates into water. So Otex Aqua is a water-based product, whereas your Otex would be an oil-based product.
Oil-based. Aqua sounds like aqua as well, so that's another indication that that's the water-based one. Otex Aqua is interior only. Otex, interior and exterior.
Yeah, that's good. Right. Anything else we've got? We know, well, I've told you, we've done a video recently on Intact 40, which is another really good product. Where would you be using Intact 40?
I mean, when it comes to your interior trim, you've got the Helmy, the Everall Aqua, the Intact, 3 products which are
very similar.
Very similar. Each brings something unique to the table. Helmy with its unique self-leveling properties to it, so you can apply it quite liberally. It'll flatten out beautifully. Everall Aqua being a water-based enamel, interior and exterior use. And the Intact, its USP is its resistance to cleaning. So you see a lot of in professional settings like bars and restaurants where you're cleaning more regularly, hospitals, all that sort of thing where you're daily cleaning. It's very hard wearing, impact resistant, and a lovely, lovely product.
I like it. After not using it for a while, I thought, what a product this is. It actually feels like you're putting a proper paint on.
Yeah.
So if anybody's been used to using more oil-based paints and now wants to move over to water-based products, there are water-based products that don't feel like you're just putting a vinyl silk onto your woodwork, that it's either a coloured glaze or not hard wearing enough. You do feel like you're actually putting a paint on the surface.
Yeah.
It's got meat to it, it's got body and stuff.
Good
That's
paint,
good.
and especially in darker colours, you know, because some products, darker colours can be prone to opacity problems. Intact seems to perform a lot better. A lot of customers seem to want these deep, dark, huey reds, greens, and blues at the moment.
Yeah.
Intact performs really, really well in those sort of colours. Really well.
Good. And just clarify, Intact, do you need an undercoat to put underneath it, or can you go straight over a previously painted surface? What would you advise?
So if it's a previously painted surface, your painter's intuition will kick in. If it is clean and stable, you don't necessarily need a primer.
Yeah.
But if you're filling, if you're doing colour changes, if in doubt, prime it out.
Yeah. And that is really what we'd say for any of these products. The Helmys, the Everil Aquas, the Intacts.
Yep.
If in doubt, do the system of doing an undercoat straight primer and build up on that. And then you've got a sound base going forward for the future.
Exactly.
Lovely. Great to talk to you, Darryl. It's nice to meet you in person.
Thank you very much.
And I think we've covered most of the products that the general decorator would be interested in.
Yeah.
You do have specialist products, and the link to the Tikkurila website, .co.uk, will be in the timestamp description
down there
below. So thank you very much.
No
for that.
problem at all.
Cheers.
Take care. Enjoy the show.
It's me, mate, Craig. You're right. Right, thank you. Right, I'm over on the Wagner stand, and I'm going to say we're getting quite close. We're seeing each other quite regularly.
We just keep meeting regularly, don't we, Phil?
Yeah, my wife's going to be saying, "What are you seeing Craig again for?" Your wife's going to say, "Oh, that's that Phil again." But we're over on the Wagner stand.
Yep.
We've got the other Philip behind us who we saw yesterday. Craig's just going to do a demo of some of the spray equipment they've got on the stand today, and hopefully that might just get a bit of interest and people will stop on the stand.
Hopefully, yes. It's been a little bit of a quieter one, hasn't it?
We are
The
quite
P&D
early,
show
though.
this morning.
Yeah, we are quite early. So let's swivel the camera around, and in the capable hands of somebody who's very good on camera is a natural.
Thank you
and
very much.
And an all-round really nice guy.
Great. Well, this is new, the spray pack, 18-volt cordless one. This is the first time we've actually got to use it on the stand today. So it can be used a variety of different ways. Of course, left on the floor, you've got a 10-meter hose on here, so you can leave it there and, of course, up and down the stairs and spray, or fit the piece to your back as well. So make it portable, so that'll allow you to go up and down ladders, on scaffold and stairs, etc. And it's powered by an 18-volt Bosch battery. So let me show you this thing in action. And check, we got them all turned on. Yes. Let's wind this paper down a little bit more. Let's get it past us.
It's very quiet, Craig.
It's super quiet, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It really, really is super quiet, but easy to use as well. And the great thing about it, it's got this rotating little kind of bracket that's connected to the end of the hose, which allows you to get up and down, low and high with it. But the overall finish of it is remarkable. It really is. Phil, come and have a close look at that.
So there's no compromise over the quality of this because we're just running off the battery pack?
None at all, no.
It's as good as the plugged-in units?
As good as the plugged-in units, absolutely, yeah. But it's
Yeah.
just a little bit more versatile on where you can actually get to it because it's not actually plugged in or powered except from the battery.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm super impressed with the actual finish of it. It's the first time we've got to use it today, and it's had a lot of interest from the trade. Most people that have come up who've used the Wagner product before in the past have been waiting a long time for battery-operated ones. So there's this model, and there's also the FC4000 as well, which is the handheld one. That comes with 2 Bosch batteries, the 18-volt batteries, and of course they're the professional range, not the DIY range. So definitely worth a go if you're coming down to the show.
I like that swivel because that means you can actually turn the gun vertical, horizontal without needing to swivel or turn the tip guard.
That's right, I mean, they do obviously advise you spraying up and down, have it that way, and you can turn it to left and right.
Yeah.
But every now and again, you know yourself, if you're spraying, you may just have to go across a little bit of an area.
That's right.
And it generally just stops that from kind of kinking and making a bit of a callback on the actual hose itself, which does quite often happen when you've got longer hoses like 7.5 meters right up to 15 meters. But this, for me, I think it allows you to work with something possibly with a shorter hose. This also can be adapted if you're only going to use it on a backpack. You can swap this longer hose down to a 2-meter hose, I believe, which again will make the whole unit even lighter.
And a USP of this, you tell us, Craig, how much paint does this actual backpack hold?
Do you know what? I don't actually know. I think it's 5 litre paint.
5 litres. It's 5 litres.
I know. I haven't been demoing this one. It's the first time I've had to go over. But yeah, you've got 5 litres of actually paint. So that reservoir in there goes all the way down to the bottom there. It's nice and seal tight when it goes on there. And one thing to remember, or people have questioned us, what happens if I've got it on my back and I kind of bend over? Is that paint going to come pouring down? No, it isn't, but it does have a little alarm on it. So if you do start doing this, it's not advisable to do that. It will set the alarm off and remind you you've got liquid in the back. And it just takes a little bit of getting used to, because then all you've got to do then is, when you are spraying, if it is on your back, is generally just squat down and up when you're actually painting. And that's the kind of momentum we tell people to paint spray anyway, with whatever type of unit you're using. We always try and say to keep that nozzle at that set distance from the surface and generally keep it up and down like this, and not actually spray like this. That's what we tell people not to do.
I think you're going to say it because you're Mr. DIY and Mr. and Mrs. DIY.
Yeah.
It all comes back down to basics. And let's face it, we're professionals.
Yes.
These are professional
pro units. Yes.
Yeah. Now, they are dangerous, and you've got to know, read the instructions, always read the
absolutely,
instructions.
yes, yeah.
And your back issues is probably a little bit of lack of knowledge of working the unit and knowing what to do.
Definitely.
And somebody who's probably already into spraying won't be tipping down, but somebody new to it thinking that they want to get into spraying.
Potentially, yes.
Please learn what you need to be doing.
Yes. We found from this show, I mean, we've only exhibited this yesterday for the very first time. We found a lot of trades who are coming and actually having a look at this. They're already quite keen paint sprayers. They're experienced like yourself, Phil. They know their way around a variety of units. So they know automatically there's liquid in it, don't go bending over, you know. But it is relatively quite well sealed. My glasses keep falling in. This is relatively well sealed. This is stretched down and hooked on both sides. So, you know, if it was knocked over, the paint isn't going to go everywhere. But it's just not advisable that when it's on your back, you actually bend over and do that there. But it's only a minor thing to actually get used to.
We touched base at Screwfix Live a few weeks ago, which is actually a couple of months ago. The retail elements of Wagner, they do have a similar apparatus that we looked at that was very new. So anybody who's watching my channel that is a DIY and not so much professional, don't think you've got to be spending a fortune on the professional range. There will be a range that fits you. And as you know, Mr.
That's
DIY,
right,
there is some products that suit the DIYer more than needing to spend professional money.
Absolutely, yeah, there certainly is, both in this model and also the handheld version as well. I did a video not so long ago, Phil, at our house, and we've got the, I think Phil's got it in his hand there now, we've got the professional FC 4000, which is an 18-volt cordless handheld one, but Wagner also brought out just last year a DIY version of that. It is an 18-volt one, but it's a little bit smaller, more lighter weight. And I did some testing with it on the battery life at our house. So we set up 10 fence panels. I don't know if you've seen the video on our YouTube channel. And we had a couple of cameras all around us. We had a drone shot following us. And literally, I wanted to test it to see how long the battery lasted, but also to see how many square meterage we could get with one battery life. The reservoirs I filled up, I think they were only 800 to 900 mil reservoirs. So filled up about 6 of them, spotted them all around, got started off. First reservoir will only do about two panels, 6 foot panels. Do a couple of them. So I set them up every 2, and I managed to do the full 10 boards on one side, went round to the back side of it and done 7.5 before my battery died. That was just on one single charge. And that was, 17.5 sides of a board, which I was quite impressed with. I wasn't expecting it. Me and our team, I'll let you know a little secret here, we were laying bets. We were thinking to ourselves, how long will it actually last? And we generally didn't know. It's only been sent to us the day before. And we'd set up these panels and they were brand new. They had no paint on them or any wood treatment at all. And we'd all put kind of our own little personal views. And I was like, I'll be really impressed if it hits 15. couple of our lads were saying, no, it'll probably be 10 to 12, it'll be 10 to 12. And then all of a sudden, boom, 17 and a half. So we were well impressed with it as well.
That's good. Thank you very much. Lovely to talk to
My
you. It's
pleasure,
always
Phil.
it's always a pleasure to see you. And
always a pleasure to see you.
You spend a bit of time with me, so much appreciated on
My
that.
pleasure.
Thank you.
Cheers, Phil. Good
Thank
luck.
you. Yeah, we're over on the Mirka stand. You know, I'm a big fan of Mirka. I've got the Laros, the Deros, and the smaller square one, which is the Dios. Is it the Dios?
Yes, it is. Yep, the Dios.
So I'm a big Mirka fan, and we're over with
Pete,
who's just going to show us the benefits of using a Laros on walls.
So it's Mirka Laros, 3.7 kilograms. Most of its competitors a little bit heavier. Big advantage with it is it has a complete 180 spin on it. So you can go right the way down, all the way back up, whereas many of the competitors only do to a 90 degree or possibly a little bit more. That means you can get into angles with it. Doesn't have any brushes around the edge, so you'd have to push against the brushes to make it sand. There's a little on-off button here. You can then adjust the speed on it, all the way down to the lowest speed to the highest speed. We normally recommend one down from the top. This button here is its on-off button, so you press the button once, it starts it up, press it again, switches it off. We normally recommend you hold it at the back here, and the idea being that we would go in an up and down movement. And if you particularly want to do the ceilings, and then if you had a particularly high ceiling that you wanted to do, on this one, you do a little extension pole.
The next spotlight session is going to start very soon. Get to one. Get some advice from the Landlord Association on making sure the private life and safety is good, particularly for the work of
There you go. What's nice about it is the auto shut off on your power from your vacuum for the dustless sanding. I'll say that again, I don't know whether you heard it because the tannoy went again. The dustless sanding with the power shutting off once you've actually stopped sanding is very good. You're not having to go back to the machine to turn it off. Doing the cheaper version of just connecting up to a Henry Hoover I'm going to say, if you're doing it properly. It's all tax offsettable, but that is the main unit for your dustless extraction with your sanders on top. And they also now do the shorter version as well.
So it's
just looking at a new product that Mirka's got out that the stand over there is really busy, and I'm just getting a one-on-one demonstration of the new bit of kit.
So this is a Mirka Dexos sander. It's a 1217, so it's a 17-litre sander, extractor. Big advantage with it, now it's square. People said to us they want it to be able to fit in their van, a square one, just more neater when you put it in the back of the van. The other thing, they wanted somewhere to store the hose, so now the hose fits inside the machine, along with the cable you can put in. When you plug it in, you can plug in inside the tool and inside for the hose there, and it comes out the front here. It also has an additional socket on the front. So two things you can do with that. You can have a Y piece coming out here and you can run two sanders off of one extractor. Or you can use this as it's fully on at all times. So you can use it to charge your phone or put your radio in or something like that. Has an on-off button. This then switches it on. You can adjust the speed all the way down. It's very quiet. You can then adjust the diameter for the hose, depending on whether you're using a block or a sander. We normally recommend it at 27. It also has a Bluetooth capability. So you can then, it has a little Bluetooth adapter that you can switch it on and off by your hand. I'm not sure if it's actually in here on this one. I think my colleague may have it over there to switch it off. And the way that works is if you didn't have the sander plugged in the front, you can manually switch via Bluetooth the machine on and off. That's basically it.
Do you know what?
Machine.
That's the simple things that progression.
It makes a big difference.
It makes all the difference.
Yeah.
Because we do complain about, we've got the original round one.
Right.
And that rolls around in the back of the van. You're having to trap things in with it. I've got the stacking system boxes that you try and wedge it in.
Yeah.
What also I'm disappointed we never had, because we were probably at the forefront of buying, I don't know, 10 odd years ago.
Yeah.
We can't put our stacking system on top of the actual.
Oh, the round ones.
Yeah,
and that does make a big difference.
Yeah,
yeah,
it does make
absolutely. Yeah.
But that's really interesting. Thank you very much for showing us that.
Okay.
You've seen it here first. Thank you. Guess what stand I'm over on? It's one of my favourite brushes, the Nour Brushes. We did a video on this stand last year. But you know the brush I like, the Heritage. I'm over on the Beissier stand, and you know I've done a video there showing you the roll-on plaster. Now I've got Anthony, which is Anthony is their technical consultant. I'm holding his badge there. He's over from France. He's the main man. If there's any questions that the reps in the UK have got questions on, he's the man that is their go-to consultant. So I'm going to swivel the camera around. Anthony, his English is pretty good.
Little.
Is it un petit point?
Un petit peu.
Un petit peu.
My English is not very.
It's
not
better
very
than
good,
my French.
But I can try to explain you.
I can order an ice cream.
Yes.
Une glace, s'il vous plaît, monsieur. Quelquefois? Fraise.
Very good.
Fraise. Swerve the camera around. It's going to demo the product. You've already seen me demo it. I was new to the product, so I probably had some issues with it. Probably not, but Anthony knows how to do it properly. So let's see what he can show us that I couldn't. There you go. You're all mic'd up.
I try to explain you. So today we present you new product. It's a new generation because it's a lightweight product, and it's a multi-purpose product. You can release all operation for painters, and we apply the product with rolls. These tools is very easy to apply product, and you are more regular and you are more faster like a manual application. Yeah. Okay, let's go.
Right. To anybody that remembers, this looks like a high build finish doing it this way, which don't think it's going to look like that when Anthony's finished. We're going to get it smooth as a baby's bottom.
Yes. After you take your blade, and here you are open, you must have to be loose and to make pressure, and after it's finished.
Do you know what? It's as easy as that. And I'm going to jump in straight away. I'm trying not to talk over anybody. Yeah. If you're a plasterer and you are watching this, this is not taking away the job of the plasterer. This is an additional product for the decorator.
Yes, yes.
To improve on the finish of the surface that they may be working over.
Yes, yes.
I'm not saying that all plasterers are bad, but we do come into houses that have got bad plastering. This product will help us smooth, improve the surface that we want to work on. And as you've demonstrated there, Anthony, look how quick it was to actually apply and smooth over for that area.
Yes.
This is dry within a couple of hours?
For 1 millimeter on plasterboard, you must have to wait 24 hours minimum.
But you could likely sand that over to improve the surface the next day?
Yes, before to send.
Yeah, and then you could be painting on it the same day as well, 24 hours later after applying.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. It's a really good product. I
Yes.
think more people need to see it as a decorator to appreciate what the product can give to them, to their business. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you very much, too.
And cheers. Just panning round on the Hamilton Perfection stands now. You know, I was invited to Hamilton a few months ago, and we had a look at the manufacturing of the rollers. There's Sarah. Really like Sarah. She's my other, I can't say it crush because my wife's going to be listening, but yeah, she's my favourite. But we've looked at the manufacturing of the rollers, the hammy green. I had a chance to test out the max stroke and the clean edge. Videos in the future are coming out with me trying it in my studio environment, and obviously trying it on Doris the Door with my actual own views on what the brushes are like. Nothing too negative, but I do like to give my slant on what I think about a brush and how it should be reacting. But saying that, we all know Hamilton. There's Sarah. We really like Sarah.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for having me back on the stand and not chucking me off.
We don't chuck people.
No. Do you want to?
Am I looking about?
No, you can do it, Maddie. Do you want to speak to me about anything? How's the day gone? I'll put a mic on you. I'll let you do it, so I'm not touching anything I shouldn't do.
Not on there.
Right,
then,
I'm
where
over
do you want
with
me? Shall I go over here?
Sarah.
Hello.
She's top dog, big
Top
wig.
honcho.
Yeah. At Hamilton, and she kindly invited me over to the trade day
Yes,
back
July.
in July.
July-ish.
So we're now into November. I'm
Yeah.
back again, and do you want to just tell us what you're doing on the stand for
so
anybody that doesn't know?
ridiculously busy, obviously, as always. What we're trying to talk about today is obviously we relaunched last year. We launched all our new Perfection brushes last year, the clean edge of the max stroke. But what we're demoing today is, believe it or not, people didn't realise we did angled brushes. So we don't just do flat. So what we're talking about today is all the sash, the fitch, the long handle, angled brushes, which a lot of people didn't know we do,
No.
which is a bit odd.
Yeah.
But, you know, there we are.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's going really well so far.
Good.
We've had a lot of positivity, a lot of people walking home with a free sample, obviously.
That's what
it's
we
going
come
really-
for.
Yeah.
We come for a goodie bag.
Yeah, you come for a goodie bag, but we like to sort of pull people on to chat
course,
first.
yeah.
Because I think that's a fair trade.
Yeah.
But no, it's going really well. We've had a lot of positivity. We've got a really great display just showing everything that Hamilton does, because a lot of people don't realise we do
Yeah.
as much as we actually do. And it's been great, really, because we've had a lot of chats with people, nostalgia over old products and new products. But yeah, so we've talked to a lot of people.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of product ideas afoot, which I can't tell you now because otherwise I'd have to kill you.
I'm going to say
Go on.
how good you've been for actually pushing forward Hamilton, because we spoke about things at the trade show that I'm not going to repeat here.
Yeah.
But I know you're at the forefront of actually getting Hamilton known to more decorators.
Yes.
And I've spoke about
We've been
before
working
that
very hard.
the trade brush that we can't call as an entry level,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's not, and I will say it's not an entry level brush,
Definitely
but
overspec for an entry
you
level.
do have different brushes for different grades.
Yeah.
And you're at the forefront of actually pushing that forward to get it out there
Yes.
to everybody.
Oh, thanks,
So you've
Phil.
done actually very
Thank
well with
you.
that.
To be fair, we had a bit of an emotional moment yesterday when the stand opened, because we looked at it, and if you think about, the branding of Hamilton just 2 or 3 years ago,
Yeah.
it was so very, very different,
Yeah.
very understated, because that's how we've always been. But we turned the lights on at this stand yesterday, and we just went, oh,
It's lovely.
this is so different to
Yeah.
where we were.
On your stands and your displays,
Mm.
I've always spoke over you every time I've
It's
made.
all right,
I
don't
know
worry.
I'm trying not to, everybody, but your displays in your main outlets, your retail branches, are lovely. They're impactful. They're eye-catching. You've got them in the section so you know what you need to be looking at.
Good, thank you.
So
We've worked
that's what
really
you've
hard-
done.
Yeah, we've worked really hard to do that, especially with a lot of our deck merchant retailers. We
Yeah.
work with them, we put the planograms together with them,
Yeah.
so to make sure that when the end user goes in, they're having the right shopping experience,
Yes.
so they can understand the trade up and understand the products that we do,
Yeah.
which does actually, and we've based that on feedback, because a lot of decorators were saying to us they don't like it when you go in a store and there's just bits of different brands here
Yeah.
and there. So we've worked quite hard to try and make it more of a range when somebody goes in.
Yeah.
So
Good.
yes, thanks for saying that. I
No,
appreciate that.
no, you've done really well. You've done
Marketing
really well.
gets overlooked sometimes, but yeah.
I'm just going to point out this Simon there, which is the chief. Yeah, well, I've seen Simon. He's the chief paint person at Hamilton.
Yes, he's our like painter.
Yeah,
painter.
he's the painter.
Yeah.
It's probably the job I'd like if I wasn't doing YouTube and earning millions off.
Well, if he falls off a bridge or anything, I'll let you know.
Yeah, that might be the second job after Wayne over at Farrow and Ball. Okay. I'd like his job.
All right.
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, thank you very much, Sarah. I'll turn the camera off and hopefully I'll see you at the Juicens show in February, March.
Yes, we'll be there.
I'll
We're
come
always
see-
at that one.
I'll see
We're
you
always
at that one as well. So thank you very much.
Thanks,
Cheers.
Tom. Good.
Okie dokie, still walking round. We're coming up to lunchtime, but I've stumbled across, not really because I knew it was here, the FC1 stand, which is the, let's call it the sister product to the CT1. FC1, if you've not already seen it on my videos, is a filler stroke cork all in one. A lot of people think that you can't use this cork for a filler, but we've got Alex. Alex is just going to do a quick demo for us to show you what this product can actually do, and don't just think of it as an ordinary cork. So,
yeah. So first of all, I'm not actually a decorator. I'm a carpenter.
This is even better.
Yeah. So from my point of view, my perspective, with the FC1 filler and cork, the benefits of this is acrylic based, not like your conventional corks, chalk and water. It doesn't crack, doesn't slump. I'm going to put a generous amount in this crack here to show. And a lot of conventional corks, when you tool them off, they pull. This is quite smooth. Pretty much job done. If you prepare it tidy and get a nice smooth finish when you're pulling and tooling off, you won't have to sand it back, which is always a benefit, save time. This is about an hour's cure time. If you're using water-based paints, that's right to paint over. If you're using oil-based paints, then it's going to take full cure time. But again, depends how deep the crack is and how much you've got to put in to give it that time to fully cure. And that's it, basically. It doesn't crack, doesn't slump, doesn't shrink.
And you can still use it for corking up the top edges.
Yeah,
of
so
the
across
skirtings
the
and things.
skirtings, we put a nice.
And you get very little sinkage.
Yeah, and because it's acrylic based, it's quite like you'll feel it if you to use it. It's quite fluid. Beautiful line.
When it dries, does it have a bit of a rubbery feel to it? Because you know that there's that flexibility to the product.
Yeah, it feels like it having fully cured in the sense that it have because it's acrylic. It's got that bit of a rubbery. Again, if you've got like a new build, you're doing your skirtings and you fill in the corners, the amount of times normal cork will crack with the settlement and the movement, that'll be the move with it as well. Then.
And as a decorator, we always struggle with joiners not getting angles right.
Yeah.
We've got quite a bit of filling. Is this a product that you can actually use without pre-priming a surface to apply, or would you? I would advise always pre-prime
I know
a
they always
surface
say
anyway.
pre-prime. So from my point of view, I had to give my honest answer because I don't do the paint work. But going from that, maybe you're safer bet to do the priming.
Yeah.
But what I always say to people, because I'm a carpenter, we do media walls, they're all the rage, still going.
Yeah.
Where we do MDF, we've got the V-joints, obviously the filler to sit in, the pinholes, and the cork in and around the outside. Where you'd have the two-part filler before and fill in the V-joints and the pinholes. Then you got your cork, you got all these different applications you got to use. Everything's in one now. Again, if you get the tooling right, get a nice and smooth finish.
Get it.
You haven't got to do that sanding where it's two-pack filler. It's quite clumpy and, it sits on the surface. You've got to sand it back. It's just more labour time again to get that finish. This does reduce the labour time significantly as well. Then.
It's a good all-in-one product.
Yeah, well, Qtech products, they are.
Do you know what? I've just said all-in-one and it says it on the actual tube.
Yeah.
So no, that's lovely. Thank you very much, Alex, for that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, I'm over with Sharron on the Qtech stand now. She's doing some demoing because she's an ambassador for Qtech. And I thought, while it's quiet, we'll have a little bit of a talk. A bit like being on the couch at Phil Beckwith's house, like I'm going to do with Ian Crampsie. And also, I've done a little bit earlier, if you've seen this video, with Dane over from America. So swivel the camera around and let's have a quick talk to Sharron and let's just see what we've got on the stand and let's find out about her as well.
Yeah, hi guys. So thanks very much, Phil, for joining
my
us.
decorator crush.
Thanks. Oh, geez. Get a hot flush.
You've gone red.
That's not difficult.
Right, I'll help you then.
All right, so
tell
yeah,
us about
so-
yourself, to promote yourself, and then tell us what you're doing on the stand today and explain what the benefits are of spraying to people as well. So all in 5 minutes.
Yeah. So anybody who knows me, you know that I'm very, very passionate about spraying. That's my biggest passion. I've been decorating for around about 25 years, and I started back in the day before Instagram, Facebook, so things were really tough. And I think the beauty about coming to the Paint and Decorating Show or any of the shows is that you get to see how that has really transitioned. So obviously 25 years later, you've got so many products, so many paints, and obviously the beauty of sprayers now that I've worked into my business. So around about 5 years ago, I learned to spray, and with a member of Qtech, just standing slightly to my left, I won't embarrass him, Liam.
Hello, Liam. We do correspond on the internet. Yeah.
If you don't know Liam, please do, because he's the god of spraying alongside a couple of other names, which I won't mention. So I trained to be a sprayer around about 5 years ago because I thought to myself, you know, I've come to a point in my decorating that I'm just thinking it's a bit lackluster. I kind of thought I'm out of love with it, which does tend to happen with me a fair amount. It kind of goes in cycles, to be honest with you. So what happens is I kind of think, right, well, how much more can I be challenged? So I kind of fall out of love with it a little bit. So what happened was I just stood there, it was kind of just before COVID, and I kind of thought, what should I do? What else don't I know? How can I up my game? I wanted to level up. I wanted to level up everything. I wanted to level up my game. I wanted to level up my earnings and just know a few more skills. And I had always wanted to learn to spray. So what I did was I got a training course. I did my 2-day airless, and I've gone literally, I'm cutting a very long story short, but basically I persevered. So what I did was I did the training, but what I didn't do was let a time lag. So I really got on and used it. So there were a lot of teething problems that I had to really go through. So this is the thing, is what I would say to people is that you fall into two patterns. You either go and do the training and you don't do anything else, you just, that's it, I tried it. Or you go and get a sprayer and then it will stay in the box and it might not make it onto site. But the idea here, which I love about Qtech, is there is the whole evolve, train, maintain. So you're growing with them and you're being maintained by them, and then it's going to be a process which goes through the whole of the life of you as a sprayer. So it becomes like a relationship. So that's what's really attracted me. And also, obviously, I know them. I've known them for a long time. So, but here, so what I do is I do spray on every job. A couple of people might say to me, when's your next spray job? Well, for me, they're all spray jobs. So every job I do, I spray everything. The only thing I don't spray is the first coat on the walls sometimes, but mostly I'll spray the first coat on the walls and I will do a second coat by brush and roller. So everything else gets sprayed. Ceilings, woodwork, everything. So here, what I'm doing today is I'm demonstrating, so people can come along. We did a lot of demonstrating yesterday. It was absolutely amazing. Here, we've got the IQ3. I think this is kind of like the daddy, really, of this range because it's the airless. And it is an all-rounder, so you can do everything with this. I would take this on site. I will be doing my ceilings from mist to finish. I will be using 2 products through that. But I would be doing from mist to finish. I could do mist coat with it. I can do to a finish of the ceiling. Then I might change over, and then I might do primer on the woodwork. Then I might do the first coat of the walls. Then I come back and do my woodwork to a finish. So it's going to do everything. It's a lovely, quiet machine. It's just a really good all-rounder. So these are the ones we will introduce to on the training courses as well. So if you do the introduction to the spraying, or if you do the 2-day airless course, which is the one I really recommend because you get right from the finish right to the end. So you'll learn how to mask up, which is obviously a big part of the process. But I will just say to you, please don't let it put you off because it's not the be all and end all. People often don't start spraying because they say, oh, all that masking. But what you're going to get in masking time, you're going to save because you're then going to spray out so quickly and you'll be finishing the job so quickly because you can just keep spraying. Once it's wrapped up once, but then you can keep spraying.
I'm gonna jump in on you on that one because people do go on about taping up.
It's a big thing, isn't it?
I'm going to say spraying puts the fun back into painting.
But this is why I do it because, you know, my body was broken. My
Not
mental
for me,
health.
it's not.
My mental health, this is the thing about it for me, I love you too, is the mental health thing. Like I'm a big sort of a good mental health, good health of the body. And the thing was, is that I got to a point where I was so low, I was so depressed, I had to decorate because I had to put food on the table for me and my son. What could I do to keep going? And I learned to spray, and it was like, oh, my Christmases had come at once. As soon as I lifted the gun, I was like, oh my God, I love it so much. Yes, it can be hard sometimes. You are going to get problems. I've had burst hoses, blocked tips, you know, all sorts of things. But you get that as a brush and roller painter anyway. You know, you kick paint down the stairs or trip over roller trays. You get those teething problems, but it just becomes way more fun. I know that if I've had a bad day and I've spent a lot of it masking up, I know that as soon as I put the paint in and I finish masking up and I pick up the gum, I made them laugh recently. I did a talk publicly, and I said, as soon as I get the gun in my hand, I'm like Bond, Sharron Bond. I'm such a villain. Anyway, so basically an airless will give you all the facility to do the whole of your jobs, and that's where I'll go with it. So please have a think about coming to Qtech for the training. It's a lovely, brand new, shiny academy. Yeah. It's a beautiful facility, so I'd really welcome you to come along. You can also think about getting your CITD funding, so a lot of it's funded for you. So the cost of the course is covered. So please have a look into that and reach out to any of the team where they can all help you and get you on board. And I'd love to see your journey, so please get in touch with me as well at Obsessed Decorating. And I would love to see how you're getting on with that, because it's just got to be done.
Follow you on Instagram?
Yes, Instagram mostly, at Obsessed Decorating. And I love it when people inbox me, because I get a lot of questions, and I love that. I'll spend time with you, like what sprayer should I buy? What should I do? What process should I follow? And some of the names you would not believe are actually messaging me. So thank you for that as well. That's because
totally politically correct, because I'm not. You're easy on the
I don't
eye.
mind.
You're easy on the eye.
Oh, thanks.
Right, let's just give you it right. What got you into painting and decorating? What was your reason for getting into painting and decorating to start it off? Because it's not. Yeah. Don't take it the wrong way.
Oh,
if I saw you on a, I don't know, trolley dollying, I'd go. Yeah. Sharon's got the look for that. She's been a model, and she's. I don't know. Sure. She's selling Clarins in Debenhams or something like that. Has yes. Debenhams shut down and you said, do you know what, I want to feel like I want to do something, I want to do painting. Where did the painting side of things come for you to start off?
So thank you for asking. So I've been born on a building site basically. My dad and my granddad run their own contractor business, mostly to local authority housing around Heathrow. So they had their own company, D. Clark and Sons, my granddad. So my dad carried on that tradition. He had his own building firm as well, mostly a plasterer. I was that girl who wouldn't stay at home with my mum and my sister. Yeah. I went on site with my dad. So I was playing with like wheelbarrows full of plaster, and he would give me a trowel and a bit of plaster, like, on a hawk to play with, or just play with plaster dust mostly, or painting basically. So, but truth is I was in property for a long time. I wanted to be an estate agent, so I did that for quite a long time. But I just kind of thought, I've done it for a very long time. I was given some inheritance
I'm going to stop you there. Yeah. Not that long.
Not that long. You're so funny.
Dear me.
All right, very long.
I don't need a filter with you. Time. I do not need a filter with Sharron.
I can take it. So I was in a estate agency, and then I thought I was given some inheritance money, and I just thought, you know what, I'm sick of estate agency, let's go out and do something. And I would always painted for myself. My dad taught me to cut in, things like that. So I'd kind of I can do this for myself. So I wanted to start painting murals actually. So I started painting murals. I had no idea what I was doing. But I just knew art was my favourite subject at school. So I printed some leaflets, and I just got really lucky. So I went to the most expensive road in my area, and I letter dropped the whole lot. And a woman came running after me saying, "We want our playroom done." So I did a huge mural for them, like graffitied stuff, and it was actually at the Manhattan skyline, and the towers had just come down literally in that year. So I said to them, they gave me a picture to copy. I said, "Do you want them in or do you want them out?" And they said, "Can we leave them in?" So it's a little bit like an ode to them. So I started there, but more and more, I wasn't getting work for murals. I was getting work for, can you come and paint my hall stairs and landing? Can you come and paint my kitchen? So all of a sudden, I realised I was a painter and decorator, and it was going really well. And I was a single mum, so I had to keep going. So that's the actual truth of it. And actually, a lot of the time, I felt resentful of it. I was like, I don't want to be a painter and decorator. But more and more, the more my knowledge grew, the more I realised I was very passionate about it.
Fell into it and snowballed with it more than anything else.
That's a really good way of putting it. And actually, it sounds less negative because
Yeah.
sometimes I go, I don't want to be a painter. What happened?
Well, I'll ask you, we're talking with the day in the life of Phil and Sharron.
Yes,
What did you do when you left school then? What was your plan leaving school? I mean, I said to some students yesterday, when I was 15, I was looking at going to do interior design at Nottingham University / Nottingham Trent University. Went to have a look at their foundation courses because you couldn't get on that till you're 18 unless you got
really
A-levels.
This is the thing, isn't
Being
it?
not academic,
If you're not qualified, if you haven't got your...
you can't. Being
And
not
I didn't.
academic, I couldn't go on that course unless I got a foundation course.
Yes.
So my father said, come and work for the family business, his business. So I started with my City and Guilds, which probably you've not gone that route, but
I got it this route.
I've done my City and Guilds advanced craft starting at 16. But when I'd started to get a wage packet at the end of the week, there was no way I was going to go into being a student at the age of 18, and that's why my career's probably gone sticking with the painting and decorating from 1990, and that's why I'm here today now trying to get my pension out of YouTube.
Amazing. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. But you're actually, I would say that's that kind of, well, I wasn't going to work with my dad because that wasn't an option at the time.
No.
He was kind of retiring and he was doing a bit of landscape gardening. But it really came to the crux of it when I'd had my son, and there was no way I was going back to a estate agency at that point because there was a severe difference of opinion. They were really I mean, you could get away with bullying in those days. So I didn't want to go back, so I thought, shit, what am I going to do? And I wasn't with my son's dad, and so I just thought, I'm going to start painting and decorating because I loved it. So I literally started off like doing little cloakrooms and murals and things like that. Yeah, it wasn't really until I would say during COVID, I was asked to head up a team of people who are doing homes for Haringey, which was amazing. So really, I did fall into, when I left school, to answer your question, thank you, I did not have a plan. You know, I literally had no direction, but my parents were like, get a job, like go and get a job. So, and I wanted a Capri, you know, and I wanted the car. So I was like, well, okay, so I did evening cleaning, and I just worked in admin roles. But so it went like that for quite a few years until I realised I just wanted to do something for myself.
I think there's a gap for careers advising, and there's a lot of a push, and we're going political with any government. It doesn't matter what government we've got. They're all pushing everybody for the academia side of things, of doing A-levels, going to university. It's not for everybody, and they need to do that push back on the hands-on tool trades, because there are kids out there that are missing out on an opportunity that they think they're not academic, they're not good at school, they're not going to do very well out in the open field of working in offices. But do you know what? They learn a good living from doing a trade.
100%.
But they've got to be told where to access that and learn it properly. There's a lot of good painters and decorators out there that haven't done a college route, but I'll do my hand. The learning curve's having to be like that. It's really steep. Whereas if you've got the foundations of working for somebody as an apprentice, going through college or going through training courses, it does help you, and it makes life easier.
Yes,
it makes life easier.
100%. Actually, we had at my school, which was like an authority school that time, because I got myself thrown out of 2 public schools. Well, I wanted to do art all day. They said, you've got to do this, this, and this, and I was like, I don't want to do art. Anyway, but I did have a careers advisor, but it was very limited in those days. I was still at school when I wanted to do photography, and they said, that's a boys' subject.
Yeah.
So I had to really try hard.
Unless you're the model.
All sorts of mental pictures there. But yeah, I came out with very little qualifications.
Yeah.
So my very first job was in retail. Actually, I got a YTS training scheme at a retail. But I mean, it kind of went on there, and I grew in confidence, and I became an estate agent because I love property. But even then, when I was a little girl, I used to say to my dad driving around in his truck, I used to look at broken down houses and go, I could make that better. And he said, I know you could, darling. And then I kind of thought, well, that's what I need to be doing. And it's like any job, really. I think you get a love-hate relationship with any job, because there's always barriers that you've got. I heard this expression the other week, which is glass ceilings. that you have to smash through. So you're always elevating yourself. So, you know, I had a glass ceiling when I had to try and work for myself. So came through that. You know, I found ways of working where I could earn really, really good money, take on my sons, and I'm now funding 2 salaries. You know, not a lot of people can say that. Another glass ceiling for me now was then spraying. I wanted to be that person who could spray and spray really confidently, and like other people would go, oh my God, that looks great, and inspire others to do the same. And I'm doing it now. So there's always got to be another glass ceiling that you go to. Now I'd like to probably teach it properly. So that would be nice. You know, I get the chance to mentor others. I love doing that. So when I have people reaching out to me. So I do run some coaching now. I do coach others. I mentor you with your business. A little bit on the business side, so I'll do an audit. But mostly it's about the health, wellness, and the audit of your business. So it's the health of your business and health of you. So trade health coach is something I'm now working on for next year. So that'll be focusing on spray kitchens, spraying wardrobes. It's mostly spraying smaller units, and the trade health coaching.
That's brilliant, Sharon. Thank you very much. We've not seen you spray, but do you know what? We've got more out of you than see you.
I was going to say, please go to my channel.
We've seen loads of spraying. We don't need to see that. Craig Phillips is my man for spraying.
Yes,
if we need demos in the spray booth. But Sharon, you've been a star. Thank you very much for that. Cheers.
Lovely to see
you.
you. Bye, guys.
Walking around the show still. Come on, focus on me, focus. We're over with Josh on the socket saver. I think the name says it all really, but I tell you what, we're going to swivel the camera. Josh is going to explain what the products are that he's got in his hand, and he's the man to actually explain everything. Welcome, Josh. Welcome to the channel.
Thank you very much. So today, guys, we are unveiling our new socket saver downlight covers. They've got 2 powerful magnets, so you can hang them. You put them into the ceiling itself, and it still lets the light in, which is the best thing about this product, so you can still have visible painting. You can also, to clean it off, just use it 3 or 4 times. You can either spray over it, cut round it. If you bump it with a roller, it's fine. You can clean it off 3 or 4 times, just bend it a little bit, peels right off. So the socket saver covers, we've got 3 different types for you today. We have a 7mm socket saver, which are good for the new build work. The different builders have different things, and obviously if you're on domestic, you can use different boots and different bobs. So we've got the 7mm square edge, so you can square edge there as a corner, and then you've got the 10mm beveled edge. So so in other words, you know which ones. We are doing a promotion today and online of a trial pack of any. So you get the 3 of these and the singular socket savers as well. So you as the customer know which ones that you need. It's pointless you're buying the 7mm when you need the 10mm. So that's the socket savers, guys. Remember, we've got you covered.
That's good. I'll ask the question. Is the idea that you unscrew them slightly and bring them away from the wall?
No, it's just bang straight
light,
on.
Do you bring that down so you can
it's just bang
leave
straight
them all
on.
in the
If
place?
you wanted to have a look at my dyslexic painter page, there's plenty of videos online about the socket savers themselves.
Ace. Good. Thank you very much. I'll just get. That's brilliant, Josh. Thank you very much for that.
See you guys in the next one.
Cheers, thank you. Right, one of the big problems and the big issues with the painter and decorator is your cork gun and it dripping. There's nothing worse than a dripping cork gun. But fear not, dripless cork guns are available, and I'm here with James, who's going to explain and obviously demo the product that he's actually got, that is a dripless cork gun. Let's swivel the camera around and over to James to explain it all. Hi James, I'm Phil. Nice to meet you.
My pleasure. We're the manufacturer and the inventor of the dripless technology in caulking guns. So virtually when you're using the gun, you let go and the material stops flowing automatically. All you have to do is release the hand trigger. No extra need to push any buttons or switches. This technology is now about 25 years old. However, we've moved from the metal guns, which are original guns, to more of a higher strength composite gun. They're much lighter weight and they're a lot stronger than the metal guns. These guns are designed for the professional user. They're built out of high strength composite materials that are very flexible. These guns have several other features. They've got a barrel that will rotate 360 degrees, so if you're doing a corner, it's easy to turn to keep the proper angle. They've all got a built-in cutter blade where you can put your tip of your caulking tube inside, and actually it'll cut the blade at the right portion that you want. We've also got an extra long poker bar that's used to clean out a tube, say the next day if it dries up or whatever. And the poker bar is on the handle of the tool instead of on the barrel. So if you put it on the barrel, often where some of our competitors have them, that's where your hand goes. And then you get the material all over your hand. So it's another mess. So we've been doing this now for many years. We are in certain markets the leader in North America. You'll find our caulking guns in virtually every paint store. We're designed more for the professional. And this gun is a higher ratio gun. So it can be used for, besides regular acrylic sealants and silicones, it can also be used for your thicker materials, such as a roofing compound, cement, builders, construction materials. So it's got a thrust ratio of 18:1. Thrust ratio is how easy it is to push material out. A typical caulking gun is a thrust ratio of 6:1. So this is basically 3 times stronger. So all the force is done by the gun and not by your hand. And being composite, we've been able to mold the trigger handle to fit your fingers. So it's designed for the professional who needs to use this all day long. It's lightweight, and he at 3 or 4 in the afternoon is feeling just as comfortable as he is at 8 in the morning. Also, being lighter or higher ratio, now that it's cooling off here and it's snowing yesterday, if the contractor had left the material in this van overnight, it's very cold, very thick, very hard to use without warming up. With this gun, it's not a problem. Just put your tube in, and it's just like if it was in the middle of July outside. So they're very strong, very durable, very lightweight, very easy to use. And that's briefly the story of the whole company.
It's brilliant. I take it's the technology of the spring element in there that's giving it the power, and it's not got a little battery and a motor to help it force it out.
Right. Yeah, it's a system of drive dog here.
Yeah.
And your silicone plugs here that will, with the springs and so forth. This drive dog is a high tension powdered metal that's been metallized. And same with the rod is slightly wall peened, so it's easy to grab and push. So when you're pushing the rod, it'll bite in the drive dog and release it. So these guns can also be cleaned if by chance a tube would get material back in here. Most caulking guns have rivets in them.
Yeah.
This one's got a regular nut. So with a 10 mil spanner, you can take that rivet off and then pull the pusher plate off. Then the rod can just back out. And all these materials can be soaked in strong solvents, acetones, mineral spirits, whatever. No effect at all on the materials. Put back together and you got a brand new gun.
That's good. Where are these being sold at the moment then? Because this is new to me, other than being at the show. What retails?
Our retailer partner here now is the London Decorator Merchants down in the London
I spoke
area.
to them last year, yeah.
Yeah, so, and they're also available online through Amazon. Hopefully they'll be available through a lot more retail stores soon.
If it's on Amazon, I will put it on my Amazon storefront, so if anybody wants to click the link below,
we might be able to get it from Amazon in the UK.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they're available from one of our industrial distributors who's got these guns in stock too.
That's brilliant. Thank you very much for taking the time to talk to me then, James.
My pleasure.
Very
Thank
interesting.
you.
Thank you. Cheers. I've just come across to the Crown stand now. Crown's got a lot of products in their company. Oh, you'll probably see it there. We've got Crown, we've got Santex, we've got, look at me. We've got Crown, we've got Santex, we've got Saddling, and we've got Macpherson's. Now, you may have seen it, you may not, it's an up-and-coming video. I have been trying the Macpherson's durable acrylic matte paint. I'm going to say, for the money, I'm really impressed with it. So please look out for that video. But I'm going to say to you, Macpherson's is part of the Crown group. So if you're looking for getting probably the best prices on your paints that are Saddling, Santex and Macpherson's, you might get the best prices through actually a Crown Decorators merchant. So that's the top tip of the day, Tuesday. So yeah, onward and upward to the next stand. Now I'm on the Little Giant ladder stand. Now, if you watch my Screwfix live video from a couple of months ago, I was talking to Reed,
yes, Reed. He's a Little Giant man.
yeah, who was over from America, obviously promoting Little Giant through Screwfix. But clearly, he did say to me he was going to be here today. He's not, but the trade stand is. But I'm with
Chris,
who is on the stand, and I think probably Chris will be able to talk about some of the products that are really geared up. I mean, every lad is geared up for a painter and decorator, but the thing that was most interested in that Reed got coffee cups on was the expandable aluminium batten
work plank, as we call it.
Plant.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let Chris just tell us about that. So the camera's going around now.
No problem.
Hi Chris, I'm Phil. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So yes, the Little Giant stand here is here at the National Painting Decorating Show this week. Lots of products here on show, all the high-vis green, eye-catching stuff. This is our Hyperlight Sumo stands. It's relatively new to the market. It has adjustable outriggers on the side, so if you are working on uneven ground or anything like that, you can always work nice and level. It's rope operated, so there's no need to push the ladder up at all. So you got your rope on the side, not on the center, and it's simply to operate. That's all you do, so no push-ups whatsoever. Leaning back. Again, high-vis greens, so fiberglass ladders for you. Just about riggers here, so you've got lots of depths and changes. Rotating feet. It pretty much does anything you want a ladder to do.
I don't want to butt in on you because you're doing really well. What I don't like about a ladder, and you'll probably seen it times many, is where they've got a square rung.
Square rungs?
Now, a square rung is great if it's flat and it's vertical.
That's
when
right.
that square rung goes on an angle of 1 to 4,
you got it.
It's not square.
It digs into your foot
and
all
it
day.
becomes a triangular
You got
piece.
it. I mean, this is a D-shaped almost rungs. So when the ladder is set at the relatively correct angle, you're working or your boots on a flatter surface.
Yeah.
So that avoids that problem of aching feet at the end of the day.
It's something simple that some manufacturers aren't thinking about.
A
Clearly,
lot of
nobody's
the
trying them out.
Europeans stick to square rungs. Don't know why, that's what they prefer. But us, TBDs, Little Giant, we tend to work with deep treads or D-shaped rungs, as we call them in the industry.
That's
So,
great. I know I've spoke about these step-ups and ordinary step ladders before. So can we just go and have a look at the plank?
No
proper
problem,
setup?
let's walk down.
I'll say to anybody, if you look in the left-hand corner, if you want to know a little bit more about these let's call it a multi-ladder that's got the
King combos, we call them.
Yeah, the combo. Please watch the video at Screwfix because Reed did actually explain those really well, which I'm not going to ask Chris to go over the same ground, but we will have a look at this product here.
So, this is our extending work plank. It's 6 foot closed, 9 foot fully extended. As you can see here, it's sort of being used with our velocity ladder, which is this ladder here in the background. It separates into 2 trestles. You put your plank across it, and again, there's no movement in this plank whatsoever. It doesn't flex, doesn't bend. It simply just locks at the end. And these little locking tabs which hook onto the rung, which stops the platform from splaying open or going close on you. And again, it does not move at all. You know? Oop, my fault. But yeah.
That's excellent. And I take it this can be used with anything. So if you've already got steps and trestles and things, you can add
It's
this
mainly
to it.
built to be used with Little Giant products.
Yeah.
Mainly with this one, but it has been used with the little shore step down there.
I was thinking that, yeah. That's good. It's a lovely product. Where are you selling this at the moment in the UK? Obviously, Screwfix.
You can buy them directly from us, littlegiantladders.co.uk.
Yeah.
Various retailers like the Screwfix, Tool Station, your Wix, various retailers.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll be available for you.
That's good. Thank you very much for
All
talking
right.
to me, Chris. Thank you.
No problem.
I'm over on the Bradite stand now. I did a video not so long ago about the One Can product. Thought it was really good. Last year I didn't get a chance to talk to anybody on the Bradite stand because I needed to speak to Ben. And let me correct myself when I said nobody wanted to talk to me. It wasn't the fact that nobody wanted to talk to me. I needed to speak to Ben. So Ben is here today. He's going to go through his product that he's got. I thought the product was really good, and I think let's Ben just tell you all about it. He's got a mic on. I'm going to swivel the camera around. We'll get a bit of a view of what the stand is. And
there we go.
Over to you.
All
Thank you,
right.
Ben. Thanks for talking to me.
No, not at all. Sorry for letting you down last year. It
Awful it was.
must have been some.
But do you know what? It's taken me a year to get over it.
I can't apologise enough. All right, so it's a challenger product to your Zinders and your BDEC MSPs, really. It's a primer and it's a top coat in one. It's got a bit of anti-corrosive in it. It's got a little bit of anti-stain blocking in it. So for your medium level stains, your water-based stains, your food-based stains, your smoke stains, it'll do those. It's interior, exterior grade, and it'll go on, it'll stick to almost anything. So a lot of people are putting it on kind of exterior UPVC, melamine, glass, but equally it can easily just do plaster, it can do woodwork, it can do anything you put it on. Colours wise, you've got it in NCS, you've got it in RAL, you've got it in BS. We had a guy on it before who sprayed it. You know, you can spray it. He's just done a whole smoke stoned house with it. So it's, yeah, you can use it almost anywhere. You can get it in brewers, you can get it in Paintwell, you can get it online, you can get it in DDC. We've got a matte version of it, we've got an eggshell version of it, we're bringing a satin version out at Easter, and we've got a floor version over here now. So there we go. I hope that works out, Phil. And you've got my 1 minute pitch.
It's all I needed. All I needed.
Super.
Let's just jump in on the floor paint then.
Yes.
I spoke about it when I came on the stand earlier.
Yeah.
Is the floor paint classed as a water-based one product? Does everything?
It absolutely is.
You could go over a bare surface. How do you treat the surface beforehand?
Yeah, you can.
Is it a product you can? I'm talking.
No,
sorry.
no.
Is it
not
a
at all.
product you can go over previously painted oil-based surfaces that are probably broken up with tyre?
Yeah,
rubbers?
you are going to have to clean the surface. You're going to have to prepare the surface before you go onto it. Once you put the paint down, you're going to be able to get back on it in about 16 hours. So a lot of people are using it on kind of commercial units or shopping centres, things like this, where they want to get the furniture out. We had someone come over before who was looking for kind of schooling. So it's, like I said, it's not super heavy, you know, so you wouldn't be taking, we've had it under our forklift truck, our 2-ton forklift truck at the factory. So it can take that, but really for super heavy, we're thinking kind of 2-pack, but this is kind of medium heavy. So yeah, it resists hot tire pickup. So it's got that extra additive in it to give that extra adhesion. But yeah, it's dry in 16 hours, and you can be taking, you could be taking vehicles on there 24 hours plus.
That's good. You wouldn't have any problem putting it over a previously oil painted garage floor.
No, you'd probably have to make sure that you've got a bit of a key on the surface. You probably have to prep it, but no problem.
No
with
reaction
that.
or anything.
No reaction.
So it's a One Can product that
One Can product
fits all.
That's
That's great. Thank you very much, Ben.
All right, super.
Cheers. Thank you.
All right.
I'm here with Ian, the managing director of Polyvine. Now, I've just been talking to Ian. I've known Polyvine 34 years when I started getting into water-based marbling, graining, and all the lights, colour washing. That was back in the early 90s. I got my father to buy a load of Polyvine products that I've still got some of them today. I've just been reminiscing with Ian about that. But talking with Ian, I think it's easier for Ian to tell me about his company, what his company does, what products they've got. And as you've seen on previous videos, I'm going to point there, I've probably gone through more than 5 points in that corner, but I have used Polyvine products recently when I've done the gold leaf walls, I've done the copper leaf walls, and they are my go-to product for using with that sort of specialist paint effect. So I'll put you over to Ian, we're going to spin the camera around and he can explain everything about Polyvine.
Hi.
Hi Ian.
Hiya. So yeah, Polyvine's traditionally everybody knows us for
decorative paintwork, marbling, wood graining, etc. But over the past number of years, we've certainly expanded the range and brought a lot to the trade market. So now, as well as the decorative side, we're very well known for our varnishes and our dead flat finishes, etc. We've got a bit of a big change here at Polyvine. So as you can see up on the wall over there, we've rebranded and got a new logo, which is Polyvine Trade Varnish Experts. And that's just to explain to everybody that we have a lot of different products for the trade, for trade use and trade specifications. So as everybody knows, we have our decorator's varnish for protecting emulsion paint and wallpaper to give you that durable finish and to get that flat look that everybody's after. But then we have a lot of other products when we go to our heavy duty range, which is pure water-based polyurethanes that are all manufactured, and they're extremely good for alcohol and chemical resistance and cleaning products. They're 100% polyurethane, they're not blended with anything else, and they give you a 16-hour cure time. So products like our heavy-duty wood varnish and our heavy-duty floor varnish and our extreme heavy-duty varnish, which is extremely good for UV protection, that's giving you that protection on top of the traffic and anti-slip properties that you have in our floor varnish. We also have some unusual products, which is our all-purpose wood oil, and our all-purpose wood oil is very different in the fact that it's a penetrating oil, unlike a lot of products on the market which sit on the surface. Ours is a penetrating oil, and it's all manufactured from natural oils, and they're cross-linked in manufacturing, so they give you the longevity and life of a surface coating, but they truly penetrate the oil. And again, it's very unusual that it's an extremely low amount of VOCs. It's 7 grams per litre on VOCs, and then you can also colour it. So you can have the clear, and then you can colour it with the tinters, which is just here. And then when you colour it with those tinters, it will then give you this look. So you've got the clear, and then you've got the 10 colours that you can use to tint it with, and that means that you can just have one clear pack in the van or whatever, and you can just spec it depending on what project you're working on to what colour, and any product you've got left, you can then just obviously colour for different jobs, for different people. That's really a quick overview of our products. Also, certainly what makes us different, everything is manufactured in-house in the UK, in Somerset in Cheddar, all of our own formulations. We have our own research and development laboratories. Everything is done in-house to our own specification, all from one site, and then that's exported around the world.
That's brilliant.
Thanks for your time.
No, thank you, Ian. Thank you for explaining everything. That's great. Thank you. Right, go, Kevin.
So I'm a painter and decorator by trade. I do work for the Birmingham Children's Charity because Ted, as you can see on the picture there, he was born with a heart condition, and he's in and out of the Birmingham Children's Hospital for treatment. And hopefully in a couple of years, he'll be able to have his heart operation to cure what he's got. He's on special medication at the moment that he takes 3 times a day. And because he's been in and out of the hospital, we started doing charity events as a family to try and raise as much as we can for the hospital. Yeah. I'm also doing, apart from this, what we've done today, I'm doing a trek in the Sahara Desert, 70 mile in March, with some of the members of the family. So we'll see about that one. Yeah, so basically that's why we do what we do. For the kids of the hospital, and raise as much as we can to buy vital equipment for them.
It's a good cause, that's good.
It certainly is. Yeah.
What's your training been like for the Sahara Desert?
At the moment, not a lot. Mainly eating too many bacon sandwiches, but soon I will be doing lots of walks. Last year, we did a walk in the Sahara, not the Sahara, the West Island Way in Scotland, sorry. Right. That was 100 mile. The year before, we walked up Snowdon at night, and we just about managed to do that. So this is going to be slightly different with the Sahara.
What sort of temperatures are you expecting?
Well, they reckon in March it's going to be around, in the day, it's going to be in the 80s easy. At night it's supposed to be quite cold. But
It'd be like being on holiday.
I wouldn't go that far. It's not like being
Sitting around a pool.
No, not at all. But yeah, it's a good challenge, and it's all for a good cause,
Yeah,
and all
it
the
is.
money goes into the same pot.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why we do what we do.
That's
for
good.
the kids, yeah.
Lovely. Thank you very much for telling me about it. And I'm sorry I've not been able to pan around and show you all the. I know yesterday you got loads of donations, which was great. And
Too much, really. It was overwhelming. All the trade stands have been fantastic.
Yeah.
They gave us the stand for nothing, the organisers.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had at least £10,000 worth of prizes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they've all been very supportive, all the painters and the deckies that have been to the show.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, so we'll be back again next year, we've been told.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
It's a yearly event for you now.
I think so.
But you don't have to do the Sahara every year.
No, but I'm sure there'll be something else after that. I think the wife might have a few words to say about it, but we'll see.
That's good. Thank you very much, Kevin.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm coming to the end of the day now. I'm just having a final sweep of saying goodbye to people and trying to touch base. I've clearly not spoke to everybody, and I'm coming round to Jamie on his stands, and I feel really bad because it's the end of the day. I'll swivel around to see Jamie. I've not had a chance to speak to him. Do you want to just introduce yourself and just give yourself a quick plug while I'm here? Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'll even give you a microphone to make you feel really special. Put that on somewhere.
That's nice. That's
It's all right, that. I want to see you early. You've always been busy, and if we can catch you now.
Okay,
brilliant.
so I'm Jamie from the Abode Academy. Also run Abode Spray Supplies. So recently this year we've got our new announcement of our A-Force 5 and our A6 sprayers.
Sexy.
Thank you.
Really nice. Do they come with a cover?
No, unfortunately they don't. They won't look like that
They
forever.
look really nice, don't they?
Yeah, so
Before it's
obviously
got paint on it.
So also a release for us this year is also our paint brand. So working closely with Colour Spray on this. So this is our woodwork coatings, but again for kitchens, anything like wood in the wood industry. So you can even do your doors, your skirting boards, trim work, but mainly made for the kitchen resprays and the furniture side really. So yeah, this is our new release this year.
Yeah. I've seen Colour Spray when they've been at the show before, but they're not here today because you're the people.
Well, we are here.
Yeah.
This is Paddy from Colour Spray. So.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're here. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Because you've not had a stand.
I was stretching the background like that.
No, sorry, because you're not on your stand, because we've spoke over the last few years, haven't we? Because you've spotted me.
Hey, fuck Paddy anyway.
Yeah,
right?
come on, Jamie, come on, sorry. Paddy, bye.
Yeah, so it's our new division of products now into the coating side. So yeah, basically we're trying to become like a one-stop shop for the decorating industry, really. Yeah, so this is our new release. So you haven't tried it, please do give it a go, and you won't be disappointed.
That's good. Right, what have you got for the airless down here?
So our airless machine.
Because that's HVLP.
So it's HVLP.
Yeah.
So our airless machine at the moment, what we're offering is a, so you get a hopper, you get the pressure gauge, you get a whip hose, you get one free service, all the tips and all the extension bars for 1,500 plus VAT. And we're also offering a 1 day's free training course with that as well.
Right.
So that people that are trying to get into spraying that can't afford the whole package will be able to come and have some training with it as well.
Yeah, that's good to do that. It's nothing worse than, and you see it times many, I hear of it. Somebody's had a sprayer, they can't get on with it, they're finding it's making a mess.
Well, a very small problem become a very big problem very quickly. So we're trying to get people to be safe with these machines and not have any problems really. Like I said, the free service is going to help people as well because their first service, they can cost up to £500 to £600. So giving them a free service with that deal as well is going to help them along the way.
And we're going to say it makes you money, so it stands to reason you want to keep it up and running. Nice bit of kit.
And obviously our HVLP, this is the A-Force 5. Everything has been built to spec, so the gun is top and bottom fed, giving you both feeds on the gun. The air is regulated on the gun rather than on the hose, giving you a better distribution between paint and air. But also what we've done is put a screw fit into the bottom, so you can actually connect this gun to a compressor as well. The hoses are probably 3 times lighter than our other brands. So that hose is way lighter, way thinner and easier to get around. Probably the biggest complaint we have with the turbines is the hose size. If you feel that, you'll feel the difference in weight.
Blinking out, yeah. Is that just down to the actual diameter size?
Yeah, I mean, the diameter doesn't need to be that thick. I mean, you're thinking about it like the hole size in that, you know, why does the hose want to be that thick? So we made it a lot thinner and a lot more versatile for the guys getting around.
That's lovely. Nice bit of kit. Is this something you've actually put together? Because there's a lot of thought gone into that. We've got,
yeah, I mean,
I know we've seen it before, but you've actually said, if I'm doing it for your brand, you want a top and bottom
so we
mount.
customized it. We work with other companies in this process. But like I said, we've customized it to our builds, and it's the things that we're looking for and what we've improved on.
Yeah.
And because we've been in the trade 25 years, we know these little things do make a big difference.
Yeah.
I mean, the hose was a big one for us because, like, so if you're in a small area, that hose can be really troublesome trying to get it around.
Yeah.
We used to have a lot of problems with the whip hoses as well, but ours is very heavy duty now, so you don't get that splitting anymore. But yeah, again, the mixing the gun with the air here is you're going to get a lot better control over this side, rather than it being on the hose.
Yeah, that's really good. Thank you, Jamie. Do you just want to plug your academy as well while you're here?
Yeah, so if you want to follow us on Instagram, it's the Abode Academy, also on TikTok and Facebook. If you're interested in any of our machines or paints or any of our courses, then please give us a follow.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you very much, Jamie.
Cheers, mate. Cheers, mate.
Thank you. Okie dokie, just on the final sweep of the show and going on to the stands that have not actually been on, that I've not really had time to speak to anybody on, but I'm back onto the Rotor Gold stand. I'll say Rotor Gold stand, it's the Prep company, it's the Ceric company. You're probably familiar with Ceric, with brushes, tools, the protection on your floors, you know, the cardboard sheeting, and also Beeline products and things like that. Right, let's talk about rollers. I'm going to swivel the camera around and just show you what is the roller that I actually do like using. Spoke many a time about the Rotor Golds. Now, these are the roller sleeves that I like. I use the 9-inch, which is the standard frame cage, but I do like these. Why do I like them? You can get them in, let's get them here. You can get them in a medium pile. You can get them in, I don't know whether they've got one here, medium pile. They've got long pile as well. They also have the matching mini rollers, which are the 4-inch. So if you do want to do cutting in and then going around with a mini roller, you can actually get the matching nap stroke length of same roller fabric as your main roller sleeve. Now, I'll use a medium pile, I'll use a long pile. The Rotor Golds go with most, I'll say most all water-based paints, and the benefits of using that, they do wash out very nice. What I find with these is when you have actually loaded them up, they don't go flat after you start going over the surface. The fibers seem to still, I'm doing my fingers, keep in place. They don't go flat on the roller that you're rolling it round and don't feel you've got enough actual paint going onto the surface. These are the ones that if anybody says to me, which of the rollers you like the best, Phil, I tell people Rotor Gold. Now you can get these through brewers, you can probably get these through Paintwell and all good online merchants. So I'm going to say to you, please Google, do a search for Rotor Gold. That's what you want to be looking for. They do other styles as well, but for me, for the general everyday painting of your ceiling in your walls, if you're using a roller, these are the ones that I use. Very little splatter, very little orange peel, and if you've got the right paint with these, they flow out nicely. That it is almost like a smooth spray finish. I'm using that term loosely, but check these ones out. As I say, there's a lot of stands that I've not had a chance to talk to anybody over today. It's a shame, but there's always next year, as long as we're all fit and healthy and we can come back. Unless these guys on 3M want to talk to me now.
Yeah, happy to talk to you if you want.
Happy to talk to me. I'll give you a microphone.
Oh.
Neil has kindly offered to actually talk to me on the 3M stand. I know it's getting late now. We've only got 10 minutes before the actual show actually officially closes. But again, this has been a busy day. There's been a lot of people around that have not always been able to get on the stands I wanted to get onto. But Neil has just said he will talk to me and just tell us what products he's been displaying and showing off today to the decorators at the Painting and Decorating show.
Yeah,
Over to you, Neil.
Thank
I'm
you,
Phil, by the way.
Yeah, thank you, Phil. Do you want to, if we
Yes.
can come around this corner here, Phil, and I can just show you a range of products that we've been showing to the decorators. So we've got our PPE range, which we have eyewear. So different versions of our eyewear, from the covering our glasses to our eyewear protection with our flexible range. And also our kind of secure fit range here, which is Scotchgard. So it's anti-fog, it doesn't scratch when cleaned, and also gives you a nice relaxed comfort fit around the face. Also, we have the different type of masks. We have the disposable spray mask. We have the face where you change the filters. So each of the filters are different. And also the disposable face mask with the air cool filters involved, and also our ear defenders, giving ear protection when working. So very well received by the trade, and yeah, we've had a good day.
Well, every time I've passed by, you've been busy.
Yes.
And I don't want to really be jumping in and butting into people, so I've tried to leave it till the end of the day, or when it's been a bit quieter, and now's a good time, albeit you're packing everything up. Just looking at these look really sexy goggles. Yeah. What UV rating are these if you're working outside? Are they like a sunglass element to it as well?
Yeah, there is a sunglass element to it. It's not about the actual sunglasses. It's just to make it look so when guys are wearing it, they can look good. It's an outside. It's not really something that you would see indoors.
Yeah.
We have the clear option, which we haven't got here because they've been taken
Gone.
away. But yeah, these guys, these are not sunglasses as in the normal sense of sunglasses, but they're there to help make the guys look really good and feel really comfortable whilst they're outside working.
When we're working outside and you're working with white paint, sometimes you get a bit of
the
glare.
Yeah,
and you
so
need
they're
something
anti-glare on those.
That's what I was getting to. That's interesting. Thank you very much, Neil. Thank you for stopping packing up to talk to me.
It's all right. Cheers,
Phil.
Phil.
Cheers.
Thanks. Have a good day. Bye.
That is some TV screen, that is. Yeah, I was just thinking, I don't know how I'd cope with home being as small as that. I say this is the Maverick standard brushes. Now, unfortunately, I've not had time to get over here to look at these brushes, but do you know what? These look really sexy brushes. Let's just have a feel of these, if I can take them off there. These look like a ferrule that are all made in one piece with no join on them. They must have a really specialist bristle on them. Is anybody coming to tell me? I was trying to lead you into it, dear me.
I didn't actually realise you didn't have anything on the end. Yeah.
These aren't a brush that I've tried on my channel yet.
They're not. Oh, yeah.
I've only got Arroworthys and Monarchs and stuff like that.
Yeah, these have got twisted.
Hold on, if you're going to speak, hold on. Let me give you a mic. What's your name, by the way?
I'm Jane Naylor.
I'll just put that on you, Jane. I'm not touching anything else. So.
I'm Jane Naylor. I'm the finance manager, so I'm not even sales.
Are you, Jane? Oh, not even sales finance manager.
Yes.
Are they really expensive brushes? Because they look a really expensive
They
brush.
do look really expensive. What would you class as really expensive?
Anything over $3.99 a brush.
These well, obviously we are wholesalers, but...
I'll give you my card. It's got my number on it, just in case you feel a bit like you want to ring me.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
Check me out.
Round about, probably about £10 for that brush and £9 for that brush.
Yeah.
But
What's the USP of these brushes, bristles? The way they're actually designed looks state of the art. So.
Yes, FSC wood. This one is RX series, and this has got a Memex filament in it, and it's tapered from here to the end.
Yeah.
It's nylon base, so it's durable. It'll wash and wash and wash. And like you were saying earlier, it's got a seamless ferrule.
Yeah.
They're all seamless ferrules, so they clean really well. This one's got a twisted filament.
Right.
So it's basically like a screw effect. And the idea is that it holds a lot more paint. Bless you.
Excuse me.
It holds a lot more paint.
Is that an American design?
No, that's our design.
Right.
That's a design that the two directors
Yeah.
have come together with. It's patented, so
Yeah.
nobody can copy that.
Are you a UK-based company then?
We are, yeah.
Right.
We're based in Morley, in
Are you
Leeds.
manufacturing in the UK, or is like everybody else,
No.
you manufacture
Yeah.
in the Middle East,
Yes,
China,
Far
Asia?
East, yeah,
Far
that's
East,
right.
Middle
yes.
East, yeah. That,
Yeah,
I shouldn't
yeah,
think they
yeah.
make anything there. Middle
Yeah,
East,
possibly
apart
not.
from oil.
Yes, exactly. Yes, yes. So basically, the reviews on this has been that it cuts down the amount of dippage you have to do,
Yeah.
and the coverage is really good. It like flows off the brush because it holds so much paint.
Yeah.
So, and then obviously we're doing a shorter handle with the angled.
Yeah.
For those that like, a lot of people prefer the angled brush.
And we'd laugh at short handles, but you know, if you've got a situation where you've got shelf units on kitchen units that you've got to get into, a shorter handle can actually get you into some areas
Yeah,
that a longer
exactly.
handle can't. I'm spotting you've got some other bristle brushes there. Are they
So that's
a more of a
Aspire.
traditional range?
This is Aspire, our premium product under Coral.
Yeah.
And again, this is all FSC wood. We do a full range in this particular brush because this is, you know, we've had this. This is new this year.
Yeah.
But this has been around for a few years. And on the back there's a full stand with, we do this in all different sizes. A lot of people like the stubbies really well.
Yeah.
And we do quite a lot of different angled ones, different
Yeah.
sizes. So it's another really good brush, really, you know, a lot
They
of
look,
decorators
Jane,
love
don't
it.
take this the wrong way. These look really nice, but they're not as sexy as those. And they look like a brush that you don't want to use.
Yes, that's exactly what people have said.
You know
to
when
me.
they say never make a
That's
beautiful
what
woman
they
your
said to
wife.
me. But like I said, if you bought a Ferrari, would you take it off the drive and drive it?
No, you just look at and polish it, don't you?
Sorry. But
That's
yeah,
it.
it does look really good. And you can see all the different
Yeah.
sizes up there. Obviously, we just...
Where are these sold through? Is it an online product, or are you pushed through?
Through online, through brewers, you know, there's lots of our merchants around the country are using it. Are selling it, stocking it, and selling it.
Yeah.
You know, it's quite new, so it's
Yeah.
but all the trade places are wanting it basically.
Yeah.
So,
I deal
yeah.
with Sally at Brewers in Nottingham
Oh,
as
yeah.
manageress.
Yeah.
I think while I'll touch base with her, and if she can get something for me,
Yes.
I'll see if I can
Yes.
have a bit of a practice and see what they're like for
Yes.
the people on the YouTube channel to
Yeah,
know that there's a
that'd be
new brush
great.
out.
That'd be
Yeah.
great. If you go on Decorators Forum, that you'll know what.
Yeah.
If you go on there, there's loads of reviews about
Yeah.
them, and they're all very positive. We gave a Dulux Decorators about 200 prototypes to try,
Right.
and it was an amazing feedback
Yeah.
that we got. It was just really good.
That's
so
good.
yeah. It's,
No, thank you, Joe, for
Yeah, you're
talking
very
to me. I know
welcome.
it's the end of the
Thank
day,
you.
and it's
Thank
probably
you, Phil.
stopped you actually needing to
I
pack
don't-
up anything.
that's
Leave
all
everybody
right.
else to it.
Let them do it. Yeah.
Well, that's the end of the show. That's the end of the Painting and Decorating Show 2024. And what a busy 2 days it's been for me, and obviously the people on the stands. If you've never been before, hopefully you're watching this because you're probably wanting to know a little bit more about what goes off at the Painting and Decorating Show. I'm hoping I've given you a little bit of an insight of the companies that are here. Again, last year I spoke to different companies that I'm speaking to as of this year. And if you can see behind me, there's plenty of different paint brands, brush manufacturers and the like that are actually here at the show. Unfortunately, time is of the essence. This show opens at 9:30 in the morning, only goes on until 4 o'clock. There's a lot to see. There's a lot of people to talk to, and there's a lot of different products that you might not have seen before that you want to actually get your hands on and actually want to see firsthand. So it is a worthwhile show to come to. And I will say I'll see you in 2025, November next year, and we'll go through it all again.